Oh boy, it's just me. Okay. The stream. Stupid crackers. Mm. Mm.
Oh.
Oh, hey. Finally something other than me eating on this stream.
Yeah, I figured I'd save you from the awkwardness for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Should probably put on headphones.
I gotta figure out where my headphones are.
That's fine because I need to go get some water, so I'll be right back.
Mm. Loud. Oh no. No kitty. Mm.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, hello.
Yeah,
Mm.
sat down and figured I was gonna have a drink of water before I unmuted, and realized I didn't have any. So that was
Cat,
great timing.
don't come over here right now. Cat. Yeah, she's like watching me eat and like very unhappy face. Poor cat.
Just wondering where her food is.
Oh, she's sitting right next to it. That's the funny
Oh,
part.
cat logic.
But she wants my food because my food probably looks better.
Yeah, probably.
She's like, you give me this damn dried cereal bullshit, and then you eat that. No fair. Yeah, I wasn't expecting no one to be here when I logged on. That
Yeah,
hasn't happened in a while.
yeah, you need to learn what to expect when you join right away.
I didn't even, like, I just got home and logged on. That's about it. So, I've been watching Macross 7 lately.
Oh, nice. I haven't watched that one.
Um,
It's a way to non-start the conversation there.
let's see.
On my end, anyway.
The lead character, the male lead, likes to, like, sing. It's like,
I,
oh, spaceship battle. I'm gonna go sing.
yeah, and play
And
guitar
that's
or
not
whatever.
really it's not really spoiling anything
No, I
because
know. I'm
that's
aware
the
of the.
first episode and the second episode and the third episode.
Yeah,
That's as far as I've gotten so far.
yeah. I'm not. I am aware of the basic premise, I think, but I just haven't watched that one.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I've been kind of pulled to the Macross shows lately.
Hmm. By that, I'd assume you'd watch the original.
Yes, a couple years ago, but I have.
Yeah, I never got around to finishing that one. It's one of those ones I started up, I really liked it, and then I stopped to do something else, and I never got back to it for some reason.
Oh, the later arc of it just it just slows down to a halt about halfway through, I think.
I think I got
Or
to
after
around.
they like.
I think I got to
Mm,
around episode 17 or so.
that's not even halfway through.
It's
I don't think.
I think it
I
was
don't
like
remember
just
how long it is.
I think it was like in between a battle and one of the characters was in the hospital or something.
Oh,
I don't know. I think I had tried to get back into it with that episode after being on 16, and then that was just a slow episode, so it didn't really bring me back in.
yeah. I still haven't bothered to watch Gundam yet, though. Gundam's more confusing than Macross. And I don't know, I just
Probably a
kind of
little
like
bit.
Macross art style a bit more.
Yeah, at least for the original Gundam. Original Gundam's a bit dated. I mean, obviously it came out in '79, but
Yeah. I've
I
watched
think,
some stuff from way back.
yeah, I think Macross was actually an inspiration for them to continue on with a more serious one, and that's how we got Zeta Gundam.
Hmm.
I'm not sure, but I seem to remember that hearing that somewhere.
Mm. All I know is the U.S., the North American version that came out originally is crap.
You mean Robotech?
Yeah, I don't watch Robotech.
Yeah, I don't really plan to.
Unless you like watching three shows be butchered into one
Yeah, that's kind of
for
like what
whatever
happened with
reason.
Voltron.
They took three shows and made them into one.
Yeah, actually, it's exactly what happened with Voltron, except people only are familiar with the first one, much like with Macross,
Yeah.
or I should say Robotech, because people are not really familiar with the vehicle Voltron either, much like people aren't familiar with. What the hell was the second Macross? Not. Uh, what was the
I
second?
think there's like Macross 2, and then there's Macross Plus, and then you have Macross 7.
I don't think
Macross
it's
2 is kind of like, yeah, you can ignore that and just move on.
I don't think it's a Macross 2. I think they just did Robotech 2, which is an original thing.
Oh,
So I don't think that's. Actually, I know that's not based on anything specific from Japan because I have that on VHS and I watched it, and it's not very good.
hmm.
Especially if you have none of the context of Robotech, like the American version. I mean, but I can't remember the name of the original anime they did for the second series of Robotech. I know it's something Southern Cross for the third one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to Google it.
It's a bunch
I
of
don't feel
random
like
things.
asking Google. I don't know.
But yeah, just it's funny with it's the same thing with Voltron. As I said, it's you see people talk about the original series versions all the time, but no one ever mentions the sequels to them, which were from different shows.
Hmm.
Because yeah, you never see anyone talk about the vehicle Voltrons. I have
Yeah.
no idea what that was based off of. I know the first series for Voltron is based off of Beast King Go Lion.
Hmm. I don't think I've seen any of those.
Beast King, bleh. Beast King Go Lion, you mean?
Yeah, like
That is such an awkward name to say.
I haven't watched like any really of Robotech or a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, well, if you wanted to check out the original Japanese thing of what people talk about as Voltron, you can go on Crunchyroll and they have the entire original series. Apparently, it's a lot darker because it didn't have to be censored for American television.
Didn't everything have to be censored for American television back in the day?
Pretty much. You have to do a lot of cutting to make basically any anime series fit on the same slot as He-Man. Because that's what they were going for with that, and that's why they needed to string three shows together because they weren't long enough for syndication. because they needed to have it on, I believe, every day of the week.
Oh boy. Isn't old TV wonderful?
Yep. Oh boy.
Or the old TV structures? Or the structures?
Mm. Either way, yeah, that's probably incredibly boring for anyone that's watching this.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
But since I can't think of anything else to talk about, a different anime series. Have you seen Heroic Legend of Arslan?
What?
The Heroic Legend of Arslan. It's a current
No.
show, or at
Nope.
least the
Should I
current
be
season
watching it?
is. Yes, it's actually pretty good.
Hmm.
I stopped about halfway through season one, and then I've recently picked it back up and started watching it. And I am now caught up, and I'm sad because I have to wait weekly for the rest of the episodes now. I always forget that's gonna happen, and then I get caught up on a show. I'm like, oh, damn it. It's interesting because the first season is like 26 episodes long. No, it's 25. The other one's a recap. Skippable as hell. Anywho, uh, even though I had completely stopped watching it for half a year and I could have very much used the recap, I skipped it anyway. But the second season is only 8 episodes long. I don't know why they're doing that. It must have something to do with how long the arc is.
Mm.
But yeah, it's a fantasy kind of military show. Not military so much, but it's Crown Prince Arslan has to. I have no idea how the hell to explain the show. I'm just gonna pull up the description and read it off. Although I just normally ignore the premise for the show, but I started already, so I have to do something.
Mm.
Probably what would be more interesting to this group would be that there's a Dynasty Warriors style game based on the first season. I don't know if it's the whole first season, but it's called Arslan, the Warriors of Legend. That came out in February. Looks pretty good. It's actually on sale on Amazon.ca right now. I've been thinking about grabbing it. But, the hell? Sorry, I'm trying to find. Oh, by the way, since you usually go by the Japanese names, it's called Arslan Senki.
Hmm.
I don't remember what Senki means, but this is a really long description. I'm not going to read that. Basically, his father, the king, gets captured, and he has to go from being basically a know-nothing kid to being the leader that has to reclaim the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gathering followers and amassing an army, and it goes through his battles and all that, and it's actually really good. I make it sound like utter garbage, but it's really good. The only weird part of it for me is just because of the setting, is the opening and ending theme songs. Especially the openings, because they're really Japanese poppy. And it's just like, this does not fit at all. Western comparison. Imagine if Beyonce did the opening to Game of Thrones. That's how out of place it is.
What?
Yeah. And I just pulled Beyonce out of my ass because I can't think of any better comparisons to make. But it's just something completely random mainstream music towards a fantasy setting. It just doesn't work.
Hmm.
Show itself is fine though.
Yeah. Let's see. No. Yeah, it's this one.
Oh no. What are you gonna show me?
So I'm having issues with getting sound out of this speaker right here.
Oh well, this
So
couldn't possibly be more boring than what I was talking about to people watching.
I know this is probably way more boring. But anyway, yeah, I have to figure out why there's sound here, but none here. And this is the only schematic I have to go by. So, boo. Anyway, that was boring.
But much shorter than my randomly thrown together topic.
Well, that's why I kind of like kept it short.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'll probably be doing tomorrow. That and reading chapter 5 of a textbook. At
Yeah.
least it's only like 20 or 30 pages. It's better than the usual 100 something. I'm sick of getting assigned like 50 to 100 pages of a textbook to read.
Hmm.
It sucks.
I can imagine.
Mm, let's see.
I didn't think I was going to be able to get on here because a friend of mine that very rarely has a day off today, so we were going to be playing Xbox, but he was supposed to be home probably about an hour ago to be on, so I was wondering where the hell he is.
Cat, you're just gonna pout till you come over here. So come here.
It would also probably help if someone less awkward than us could get on here and start a topic.
I know. What are we gonna talk about?
Anime stuff. Anime and math, apparently.
Well, that wasn't even math.
Close enough.
It was just looking at a schematic for a Game Boy. Or that's a drawing that tells me how that Game Boy works, so I can like figure out why it's not working.
Hmm.
Except it doesn't show me what signals are supposed to look like or anything else. But whatever. Come here. Come on. Come here, kitty, kitty, kitty. I've caught a cat. So now people can look at the cat. Hello?
And here I'm just typing, which is not awkward at all.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here playing with the cat. Hmm. Let's see. Sorry, I don't have much to talk about tonight.
Nor do I, otherwise I'd be talking.
Um, hmm.
Now Yoshi's just completely pacing out of the stream, leaving his cat to host.
I went to grab something.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know if that's showing up, but
About as much as a regular Game Boy screen.
does
Actually,
that
probably
help?
less because of the glare. I saw Kirby for a split second.
Well, yeah, that's what's on here.
Yeah.
But anyway, here's the problem. There's no sound out of the speaker. So that makes me wonder, is the problem on the logic board or is the problem on the daughter board? And I have to figure that crap out. And that's blank. And it's also missing the bottom line of pixels. And I kind of don't care. How often do they put like really useful information on the exact bottom line?
I have no idea.
Yeah, this case didn't turn out that great. Oh well. I didn't clear code it, and it didn't wait long enough. It was an experiment, much like the rest of this thing.
Hmm.
Anyway, I'm gonna go put this back over there. I also got this thing.
The heck is that?
Well, you plug it into an AC outlet. Let's see. Plug some other things back in, like my laptop first. Let's see. Actually, I don't know what this is gonna do, but you plug it in and you like pull this button and then you wave it around in front of your TV screen and it like fixes your TV screen if you have like color purity issues and that kind of crap.
Because of magic.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to explain it. Because magic. Because magic is a suitable explanation to me.
Is that anything like when you'd have a stuck or dead pixel? Would it fix that?
Probably not. It's for CRT screens.
Oh, okay.
You know, like if you take a magnet and throw it at the front of a CRT, color CRT, how that section of the screen will get all discolored.
Yeah.
This is to make it back to how it's supposed to be. And I'm not sure how loud it will be, or how the bus will be.
So it's basically using
But anyway,
a different kind of magnetism to fix the problem.
you're basically taking the AC lines voltage, and like this is just basically some magnet wire wrapped around here, like 200, 300, 400 feet of magnet wire wrapped around in a circle with AC fed through it, which makes a magnetic field. Yeah, I need to do it anyway, so what the hell. I'm going to move my computer around a little bit and just degauss my TV. Old school unsafe plugs.
Oh, thank God, someone else.
We're both sitting here waiting for that.
What's going on, guys? How are you guys doing?
Some awkwardness.
Doing okay? How about you?
Can't complain. Can't complain. I'm not seeing your video fit now.
No, I didn't even think I was gonna get on here, so I
Okay.
just don't have my video on.
Gotcha.
Been waiting for a friend to get on Xbox to play some Destiny because he has a day off for once, which
Oh,
is very
cool.
rare. But he said he had to go for about 45 minutes, which was about an hour and a half ago. I have no idea where he is.
Is that Destiny's like online only, right?
Yeah, pretty much, I think. Just the way the servers would work.
Yeah, Bobby's got that. He got into it for a while and just kind of lost interest after, I guess, a couple of months or so.
Did you get the DLC with it or just the base game?
I don't know.
If it was the base game, I completely understand why. I actually haven't played it in a long time. Because once you kind of finish the missions and everything, there's not a whole lot to do other
Yeah.
than just playing the online in Crucible and the occasional Iron Banner, which is a event that goes on sometimes.
Right.
So I have this coil, and I've been having color problems with my TV.
What is it?
Do you go on the coil?
The heck are you doing?
Fixing
It's
my TV.
fixing or mixing, because it looks like it could be either.
Are you a wizard now, Yoshi?
Yes.
He's performing magic things on his TV.
I already made a joke about that thing working based on magic.
It's just a giant wire. Yeah, it's basically just like a giant magnet.
Yep.
It's a whole bunch of wire wrapped around a coil, like
Yep.
magnet wire, real thin
Yep.
stuff, with AC line voltage fed through it.
Right.
And it creates a magnetic field which resets all the pixels and helps color purity. Like I was getting like a red on one side and a blue on one side.
Yeah.
Like you have like a white background. I'm trying to think if I can think of a game I can put on that'll have a white background. Hmm.
Very cool. Do you have a wand and a pointy hat you can wear when you do that? Maybe some half moon spectacles.
Then you'd have to regrow his beard out to make that work.
I know. As soon as I chopped my beard off, I lost my wizard status. It's okay. I'm too young to be a wizard.
Tell that to Harry Potter.
Yoshi the Gray. I just watched 2 of your videos, Yoshi.
I saw.
Oh, yeah. Very cool.
That screen should do it. If it still has the issue. But I think I might have fixed it. Yeah, I think I fixed it. Cool.
I'm not going to be on real long tonight, actually, guys. My wife just got home from a long day. I'm going to hang out with her for a little bit after she gets out of the shower.
Yeah, that's totally not working. So let's grab this. Back over here. But yeah, it looks like it fixed my issues. So that's good.
Cool.
Because it was getting really annoying looking at like that color discolorations all the time.
Sorry. I guess Paul's not on?
Nope. Probably want to mute your TV.
Oh.
It's not loud, but you never know what YouTube will pick up on.
Anybody playing Shovel Knight?
I'm actually
I
tempted to switch over to my PS4 while I'm waiting and play some.
I played.
Well, yeah.
Go ahead, Yoshi.
I fixed the color purity problems. That was easy.
Good, now talk about Shovel Knight.
All I did was wave a freaking wand.
How long will that last?
Oh, I have like my Ethernet cable just hanging over.
How long will that wand trick last?
But as long as it takes him to put his headphones on, apparently.
Can you hear me, Yoshi?
Yes.
Yeah. I said, how long will that wand trick last?
Hopefully permanently,
Oh,
or until the speakers screw up the screen again. 'Cause I
gotcha.
think that's what originally did it. So I'm just sitting here on like a kind of bright screen and like it's not doing anything. It's just staying the way it's supposed to. And that makes me very happy because that would have been really annoying. It was really annoying. It's like, imagine looking at your TV, like you put like a light colored background on, and you have a red blotch on the right side of the screen, and a bluish tinted blotch on the left side of the screen.
Yeah. I had a TV when I was
Then
a kid that used to do that. I used to be playing video games or watching TV, and there'd be in the corner, the right upper corner, there'd like just be like red thing, and it would go away and then come back and then go away and come back. It was so annoying.
Anyway, that's what this thing's for. It's called a degaussing coil.
Cool.
Your TV has one built into it that kind of, well, most TVs, CRTs now have them. But basically all it does is alternating magnetic field.
Right.
It's magnets, man. And it just realigns the pixels in the pixel mask or whatever. And it's fun to do it when you got colors on the screen because then it turns into a wild mess.
Yeah. Cool.
I mean, who doesn't like pretty color shows on TVs? You don't get that on the new ones. Unless you break them, then they're basically art. Like, if you look at some like shattered LCD screens when they shatter correctly, like sometimes they just like the way they shatter and the way the image is screwed up when you turn it on is just kind of like cool looking. I don't know why I think that.
Cool.
So did you ever find a Yeah.
Go ahead.
Did you ever find a VCR?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I got it all hooked up. Absolutely.
Nice.
I'll see if I here. See. Oh, you can see my setup there. Oops, wait a minute. You see that? Maybe not. My Atari setup there.
The
Anyway,
VCR 100.
yes.
Now you can read the VHS section of the Goodwills.
I know. Yeah,
I've
it works
been
good.
doing that. When I find some good stuff and I have money to spend in a Goodwill.
I will say that I guess it's kind of normal. The like the left side of the screen has got like a big black block on some of the games. What is that? Is that normal?
What?
You know, like a bar across like a vertical bar.
For the Atari?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably normal.
Yeah, I think it's.
It has to do with like the old TVs. If you remember the old TVs, they were like kind of smushed a little bit on the sides, and they had like the roundness.
Yeah.
You can get it on some NES games too, where it seems like the game is shifted off.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just however they dealt with like the way the overscan works on the old TVs.
Right. Oh,
And
got two
yay!
more. What's up,
Yay!
guys?
How's it
What's up,
going?
gentlemen?
Good. Who else playing Shovel Knight?
I was just playing for a little bit before I came on here. Trying
I
to catch
played
up
it.
to a lot of these people.
I played it through when it first came out, but I haven't touched it since. I'm looking forward to playing it through again. But I'm still I'm still playing Majora's Mask. Just today I beat the first Woodfall, the first palace or dungeon, whatever you call it.
Hmm.
So I'm still slowly progressing through that, but I like it so much I don't want to stop. So
Are you using a guide, or are you just trying to do it straight up?
no, I'm just doing it straight up. I don't like using guides. I never have, but if
That
I
game?
had one, I was listening to the podcast today, and it seems like everybody was using guides, and it sounds like it does add to it because you get to do a lot of things you would never do. But I really am a stickler for that. I really like trying to figure it out for myself. And as you guys know, I think I've been perusing asking questions and stuff on the forums and on Twitter, getting help from my friends. I think is kind of fun. But looking through a guide, I just never got the satisfaction out of a game when you just kind of follow a guide. I like trying to figure it out for myself.
I was to say, if you're looking
most
for a
part.
good free one online, the website Zelda Dungeon's pretty good because it's like a big fan run one, and they know like all the games like the back of their hand. Like that's like their goal is to make guides and make it easier for you to beat any Zelda game.
Okay,
I
I'll
usually
check
use
that out.
I usually use them for like guides online because it's usually just easier to pull up like a tablet or something like that and just find out what's where all the fairies are in the temple, so you can get like the magic, or it, that's one of the few ones. Majora's Mask is definitely one of the few ones. That and like I think Twilight Princess is definitely a guide required Zelda game where I would find it pretty damn hard to find. I mean I like to 100% the Zelda games myself, all of them.
Okay. If I'm going to be honest with Zelda games, if you want 100% Zelda games, anything after Ocarina of Time, you should use a guide.
Yeah, you're probably right.
If you don't feel like
yeah.
if you don't feel like wandering around for hours at a time at times just to figure out one little thing that probably could have taken 10, 15 minutes with the guide, sure, don't use the guide. But be expected of that in Zelda games where you're going to wander around and scratch your head.
What I've always saw it was, I'm not a completionist. I've never 100% games, never have. But the way I see a guide, like I think that most games are designed to be beaten on your own. And if you want to explore the game further with a guide after you beat it, I think that's kind of cool. You can fully, play the game and play find every corner and every whatever. I think that is kind of neat to use that as a enhancement of the game. But to initially play a game with a guide, I would never understand that. It's like cheating. Why even play?
See,
it's being
I would
told
say
how to play the game.
Maybe because I got a guide when I got Ocarina of Time back in the day when I got N64. Just because I was because I was like all curious because there's so many like little hidden things, and I was just like so curious about finding everything in the game because was having such a good time playing the game that I wanted to 100% it. So then from that point on, basically. Well, Zelda games are games I still buy guides for to this day, brand new. It's just like, and it goes back to buying it on Ocarina of Time. That's really what it ultimately comes to.
I have the collector's edition of the Twilight Princess HD guide sitting over there. I haven't even opened that yet. It's still in the plastic. But anyway, you can always use P1's logic on the matter.
Which is, again, I forgot what it was. What did you say?
Did you guys listen to the latest podcast?
Yeah, I listened to it today.
It's not cheating if you paid money for it.
If you paid for it,
yeah. Told that to the people at Bart Kill in Final Fantasy 11.
I would say though, Duke, I do really like the reward a lot. The Fierce Deity mask. If you get all the masks in the game, I really do like encourage it. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about the hurt pieces, and they say like you need 4 bottles to beat the water temple. I did it with 3. Then again, I'm playing it on the N64. I'm not playing it on the apparently watered down version on the 3DS.
I'm playing it on the GameCube.
Yeah.
But no, I'd rather. Again, I'm not against guides, but for me personally, I wouldn't use a guide until after I beat it on my own. Or if you get really stuck, you flip through that one part and just find one answer to something that you got stuck on, I would do that. But I wouldn't just get a new game and then start using the guide right away. I would never understand that, but to each
Well,
their own.
I didn't do that for Link Between Worlds, except for two parts. I mean, because like I said, I buy a guide for every Zelda game ever since Ocarina of Time. It's just something I do because I love that franchise a lot, and I love looking through the guides for like artwork. That's something like like you talk about after beating a game and maybe like years go by, and you see like you can just go by and I'm like because there's like little bits of artwork that are still like great.
Yeah.
And I love just
cool.
it brings back the memories, kind of like looking through a magazine, like a Nintendo Power or something like from the past, a little bit, But I think they're a little off because I don't think anyone beat the masks in the game because I heard them talking about the Fierce Deity mask on it, and basically there's no projectiles that come from it. It's just you get a huge sword that basically like you can stand so far back basically, and it's like a whip. It's like a sword that's like a whip. And like I said, like with the Fierce Deity mask, I think it translates from Japanese to like the God mask that basically turns you into like this indestructible version of Link that just like rips through Majora, which is like I said, it's the great reward for getting all the masks of the game. As opposed to if you try to beat it without it, it's pretty hard.
Yeah.
But with it, you can just walk right through it.
But I'm really liking the game a lot. Just like they were saying on the podcast, just the atmosphere and I beat that first boss in the Woodfall level. Just the sounds he makes is so creepy and just so cool. Just really having a good time with the game a lot. I'm not gonna stop until I beat it at this point. I'm only a quarter of the way through it, or I guess maybe about a third.
Well, what I was gonna say though, it does kind of bother me though that it is named Zelda and she's only in it for like a hair of a second. Like it's just that one part where you get the ocarina, but like that's like the only part. I mean, like in my opinion, it could have been called. Maybe it's just they just don't want to confuse the customers, but they call it Link, Link Side Quest or something like that. But
well, I think all the games, the franchise is called Zelda. I mean, every single game with Link has got Zelda in the title, right?
I guess I never beat Link's Awakening. I was never a mobile guy. I was never a mobile gaming guy until like recently.
I wasn't either, but I recently played through Link's Awakening, and then both Oracle Seasons and Oracle of what was the other one called?
Ages.
I played through all three of those and just absolutely loved them. And then I went on to play A Link Between Worlds, which I thought was maybe the best Zelda game I ever played. I absolutely loved that game. That game was just fantastic. I'm a huge Zelda fan myself. I love the franchise too.
Have you ever tried Minish Cap out yet?
No, I have not.
I always hear people really rave about that one. I was really hoping that would be like a choice for Game of the Month when they're talking about Zelda. I was like fingers crossed for that one because I hear it's like really short for a Zelda game, but it's really really good.
Isn't that like a multiplayer one?
No, that's Four Swords. That's Four Swords. No, Minish Cap. I'm talking about Yoshi.
Oh, it's a train.
Oh, Minish Cap is excellent.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about Minish Cap.
Isn't that a train one or something where you get on a train or something?
No,
no. That's one where you go from being like regular size Link to being like this tiny little thing, and then you go back to regular Link through like the power of this hat, and you go through these stumps, and then they shrink you, and it's kind of like it's cool. It's a
was that Game Boy Color?
Yeah,
Game Boy Advance.
It's Game Boy Advance for Minish Cap. The two you're thinking about are on the DS.
Yeah.
If you like, what do you call it? A Link to the Past. I'd say they play similar.
I love it.
It's kind of similar, but not exactly the same. But it like felt more like a 2D style Zelda game. Plus, it was Game Boy Advance was actually I love the Game Boy Advance. I need to play it. I either need to get a Game Boy Advance SP again, or front light my Advance, because I don't want to do any more Game Boy backlights, because that was pain. Those things were a royal pain. And this one, I still have a dead line of pixels at the bottom of the screen, but it's at the bottom of the screen. I don't care at the moment. Like, I just want the speaker to work, and I'm done with it. It's my console, so I don't care if it looks like crap.
Cool. So Musty, you got me and my sons are out here playing Defender and Pac-Man the other day.
Yeah.
I'm loving my Atari, man. I'm just loving it. So I'm so thankful.
Are you working towards that high score on Pac-Man?
Yeah, actually, I just got another. I bested my previous. I'm up to 28 something, so I'm getting there. It's
Boy,
that, and I'm
hey
playing it.
Steven.
I'm playing it on the 3DS, and it's not easy. That stupid thumb thing is not good for Pac-Man. I could do much better
Hey,
with it on an arcade.
hey Steven, if you're watching, Duke's coming for you.
He commented after my last post. He's like, "Don't give up." So I put it on the forums, but yeah, I'm up to 28 something. I'll get to 30, but it's tough. Again, especially on that 3DS, it is not easy with that little thumb thing, and even the D-pad's even worse. But I've gotten better scores in the arcade with the joystick. That's the way to play it. Because sometimes you try to go down and it doesn't, it's not responsive enough when you're playing it with the D-pad or the thumbstick, whatever you want to call it. But that's all I
Circle
have
pad.
for is my 3DS. Circle pad, there you go. I thought I had it on my Namco Museum for my PlayStation, but I actually got Namco Museum Volume 3, which has Mrs. Pac-Man, not Pac-Man. So the only Pac-Man I have is the Atari version, which doesn't count because it's not an arcade port, and my 3DS.
And it's really not a good version of
No,
Pac-Man.
it's not. It's
I
not.
wouldn't.
But I love it because I had it as a kid, and that's all I knew back when I was a kid was that. So,
Yeah.
But man, I'm loving my Atari, so it's my little trophy right now in my room.
That's
The
awesome.
kids are all like, "This is so funny" when they play it because they're not used to the old. They never played it before. Well, I do have the flashbacks. I take that back. They did play some flashbacks at one point, but since I've been playing it more, they've been laughing at it. So
Antiquated.
yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, it is good stuff. Yeah, I played Defender maybe a week ago.
I forgot how much I love that game. That game is so fun.
Yeah.
I just love the sound that makes when you
Hey,
shoot and
guys.
everything. And what's up?
Watch my cat.
What?
Hey.
I'll be back.
Watches cat.
Oh,
Okay.
Continue on about Defender.
I always used to think it was cool when you shot, your ship disappeared. I don't know why. I just thought that was cool when I was a kid.
It's a
But
nice
yeah.
shirt you got there, Rocket.
What's up?
It's a nice shirt you got there.
Yeah, I saw you and I saw Eric rocking. And I was like, you know what? Let's get in here. Hopefully, Bill and Joe see this video.
Oh yeah, well look at mine.
Yeah.
Don't you have an STC
I guess you don't
shirt
have
too?
yours yet. Musty, you don't have your
No,
shirt yet?
it's in Michigan somewhere.
Michigan, I saw that. That's weird.
Yeah, so I finally I contacted Teespring today, and they said, well, they're like, I was expecting to go into today and being like, oh, there's no tracking, nothing. Okay, I'll just have them replace it. But then all of a sudden it said, oh, it's in this city in Michigan, and I was like, well, I'm still going to talk to Teespring because their window of delivery ended yesterday.
Yeah.
And so she was very, very nice on the chat. Their customer service is not bad, which is good. But she basically gave me the option. She's like, well, we can mark it as she's like, I can get you a new one. It'll be a couple of weeks, but it'll be marked as I'll have to mark it as lost in transit or something on her end. So to me, it's like, if that one still turns around and ends up here, and I have them send me a new one, I end up with two, which means that maybe one of those stragglers who missed the cutoff, maybe we find a way to help them.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about contacting them tomorrow and actually just saying, let's just make sure, because I'm not confident that this thing, I don't know how it got to Michigan in the first place. It sat in Illinois for easily a week. So I don't know.
Weird.
I don't know if it got stuck on somebody else's package and just happened to tag along.
Yeah.
Which really kind of, I think the moment I saw Toku Joe get his, I was like, okay,
Hi.
there's something that's not right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What size did you order?
XL, I think.
I was gonna say I ordered XL. I mean, it's a tight fit. I mean, it's not really. They're small shirts. I'm glad I ordered XL. I probably should have ordered 2XL.
I've learned with the Teespring shirts that they run a little short, especially after you wash them. So that's why I always order the because I'm an in-betweener size where I'm like I can wear a large depending on the stuff, depending on the make, and extra large also. Like I'm like right in between, so like nothing really fits me, you know.
Well, sizes have gotten really weird over the last couple of a decade or so because a large shirt is like a kid's shirt. I mean, you can't. I'm not a big guy at all. I'm a small frame guy, and I can't fit into a large shirt. It's too small. So I think because they make them in like Indonesia where the people are smaller or something, that they think that we're that size. But all the shirts now that you have to buy at least an extra large. I mean, how in the world is this extra large? I mean, it's a, you know.
Well, I know, like
160-pound man. I mean, it's not.
Granted,
I'm not a large, extra large person.
I know shirts run smaller, like in Europe. I know. So, but this isn't from Europe. No.
Yeah, these are American shirts.
Yeah.
America.
That means your extra large should be extra large.
Yeah.
Well, I think next time. I mean, honestly, this shirt fits really good, but after a few more washes, it might get a little, short.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I have a hard time with is shirt length. Like for the length that I would have wanted, I would have probably needed to order like a 4X, and I don't need a 4X.
Right.
But yeah, sure.
But, so it can be as long as you want, but like
I
can fit 3 of me in here.
Go for the moo-moo. I'll have the cartridge go with moo-moo, please.
You know, I did like the STC pod kind of the hoodie they made, but it was just a bad time for them to release it, right? You know, like in the summertime, and plus this was like bills and everything were piling up right at that point in time when Bill launched the hoodie. Because I did kind of look at the hoodie, but I don't think it made.
I'm poking my face.
Try and get him to resurrect it at the 100 episode or something.
Maybe do it in October when it starts getting a little bit chillier out or something like that. Yeah. Wear it out to Portland or something.
There you go.
So everybody's going to Portland but me, huh?
You and Yoshi. Yoshi
East Coasters.
We got Magfest.
That nobody goes to.
Yeah, I've been trying to persuade him all year.
Well, everybody was supposed to go last year, and then everybody at the last minute, like Dean was supposed to be there, and the Cartridge Bros were supposed to be there, and nobody showed up. I guess they heard we were coming.
That's because what's his name got? Didn't P1 get like shipped out right before?
Yeah. Dean
you were
had,
going to say deported, weren't you?
What?
He was going to say deported.
Dean had to go to a wedding or something, and then it just kind of all fell apart. But I had fun hanging out with Yoshi and Pam and Will, and I met Rip from Narc for a couple of minutes, so it was pretty cool.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, just checking. I just upgraded to Windows 10. Duke, I was going to mention, I've been listening to the old Narc podcasts. They shouted you out, having met you at Mag.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I heard that, yeah.
Okay.
That was cool. Yeah. The last episode of Narc had, who was on it? Oh, it was Fandango.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah, that was a good episode. Oh, that was a great episode. We're talking about summer, throwing rocks at cars, stuff.
Rocks instead of ice balls instead of...
Yeah. Did everybody here watch Stranger Things, pretty much?
Not yet.
Dude, man, that was fantastic. I know Eric. Eric
we watched
it up. Oh, my gosh, I loved it. So good.
Mm-hmm.
So good. I'm not going to give anything away, obviously, for anybody who hasn't watched it, but I think my favorite aspect of it, one of my favorite aspects, was how well they portray the 80s. I just thought it was so subtle. It just sucked you right into it, man. You just thought you were in the 80s. It was so well done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was. I mean, I was just, the interior shots of people's houses,
I know.
Like, oh, my gosh, that could have been our house or my friend's houses.
Well, the thing that was so good about it was, like, compared to like a show like the Goldbergs. Have you seen that?
I've seen no.
Okay, well,
not really. No,
that's the same thing. It's an '80s era show, but it's a little over the top and it's a little forced. So like every shirt he's wearing is like E.T., Indiana Jones. Nobody wore shirts like that back then.
Yeah.
So it was just, and every poster in his room is like pop culture stuff. and it's like a cartoony version of the '80s, where this was much more subtle, and it was just so real. It just seems so real how everybody acted, and I just thought the kid actors were fantastic.
Yeah.
And, it was just so well done, man. I just absolutely fell in love with the series. I can't wait for season 2.
There was one scene where they just had a couple of Atari 2600 cartridges on top of the TV.
Yeah.
And they didn't mention it. They didn't reference it at all. They were just sitting there.
Yeah.
And cool. I thought, yep, that's about right.
Yeah, such a good show. And gosh, all the acting was just spot on. And it wasn't, it never fizzled out or got weird, or it just stayed steady the whole time. It was just really kept your interest. Highly recommend it.
My wife was saying that she hadn't had a show with that kind of intensity over sustained periods of time, or just that like uneasiness.
Yeah.
Since Lost for her.
Yeah. So I never watched Lost, but for me, I would say it was right next to Battlestar Galactica, where I just could not wait to see the next episode.
Yeah.
That series just had me riveted, and this was the same thing. Oh, and Jessica Jones was up there too with that in that way. Jessica Jones I could binge watch because that was so well done too. There's a lot of good TV these days, man. I tell you, man, TV's got it over the movies any day, if you ask me. I mean, the quality of the programming these days is just fantastic.
Yeah, there's so many good shows that nobody's talking about Preacher or knows that it aired at all.
I just watched the finale last night.
Yeah, that was so good.
That was Preacher. It's a show on AMC. It's Preacher. It's based off the Vertigo comics.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
I think it's Vertigo.
I don't know if it'll matter to anyone if I say it's by Garth Ennis. Same guy that did like Punisher for a long time. Yeah, afterwards, but still, it's a really kind of raunchy, dark comic, and it's like this preacher. He gets this. It's not a spoiler in general because the show is kind of a prequel to the comic, and it's the general picture of the comic that he gets kind of this power that acts kind of like the voice of God. And it's him and his ex-girlfriend and this Irish vampire named Cassidy. And it's just... I won't say anything more than that. Like, in the comic, they end up going on a road trip to try and find God, literally.
Well, they've come out and said that the second season's going to be more based on the comics. They said just because they're trying to get people... It was like a little bit harder, I think they said, They thought it would be a little bit harder to get more people into it if they didn't know the characters as much. So the first season was more about learning the characters.
Yeah.
But is everyone else still here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just say it just seemed like it just died.
The comic started. Yeah, it's really weird to try and explain it because I'm explaining the comic pitch and the show is a prequel to it. Mm-hmm. So that's all stuff that's going to be next season.
But no, I enjoyed it a lot. The problem with that show, and that one show that Bill and Joe were talking about, that vinyl show, at least for me, I mean, I got more into it because the show, I think, started off a little slow, and I have a problem when the pilots are 2 hours long, you know? When it's a 2-hour pilot, I'm always just like, Jesus, you know, like 1 hour is fine, but when you're trying to get me to do 2 hours for a show, now granted, if it's like Netflix, I'm not worried about it, but, just if it's something like... You have to commit yourself to that time or something like that. It's like what's great about Stranger Things is you can watch it at your leisure or whatever you want. And there were only 45-minute episodes, but I mean, it got better on as the season kept going on. What's up?
Was Preacher a 2-hour premiere? I don't remember.
It was because I remember I had to stop it. I had to stop and go somewhere because I figured it was an hour show, so I was like, I have an hour to kill before I have to go somewhere. And then I sat down. I'm like, Jesus, I have another hour to go here, And, I mean,
I remember the opposite because I was waiting for that show to come on for a long time, so I was like, I want more. Yeah, it's definitely a bit slow. It'll pick up pace next season, but I liked what they did. Whenever it got started to get too slow, then a scene with Cassidy would probably come in and would make up for all of it.
Guys, I gotta run out. I gotta cut out short. Sorry.
That's right.
Hey,
Duke, I just want to say, before you go, I just want to say your video is great, Duke. Just want to say that before you leave.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks. Put a lot of work into that one, but I don't think it was as good as my other ones. But It was fun to do.
I was gonna ask you. Oh, I know you gotta leave. I know you gotta leave. But I was gonna ask you, how'd you do like all the clicking sounds for, with the gun and the blowing in the cartridge and how? I mean, how do you?
Recorded them. I have GarageBand on my iPad.
Okay.
And you can record your own sounds into it, and then make your own beats with it. So I recorded myself clicking the gun and popping a card in and blowing into a cart, and put my finger against the ridges of the NES cart, and I put them into the GarageBand, and I just made my own kind of beat with it. So that was the background or the bass of the song, and I kind of made the melody with the the keyboard or whatever. So. And then we sang over top of it.
So it was pretty creative, though. No, it was really good. I was just curious because I was like, how can you, I figured there's a little trick to it, and now I kind of know.
Yeah, we just record it into GarageBand, and then you can put those sounds into a keyboard on GarageBand, and then you can play the keyboard with those sounds. So.
Okay.
Or put it into the drum section and make it into a beat. So it's a really cool program. I'm no musician at all. I have no musical background, but when you play with an app as good as GarageBand, man, you can make some cool music. It's fun.
I have to play around with it because I just got an iPad recently. I'm going to play around.
Is that free?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it on Android?
No,
it's an Apple. It's an Apple. It's GarageBand. Man. Hey.
Ha 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 ha.
Apple
Mag Stories. Yeah.
It's a fun little app, man, for messing around with and making music and stuff. It's really cool. So all three of my songs I made on GarageBand.
Cool.
So
good stuff.
Thank you. All right, guys, you have a good night. Have fun.
See you, Duke.
Yep. All right, take care, guys.
See ya.
So what I missed, guys?
Oh, it's just
Yoshi eats.
Yeah, I actually basically just came on to give him someone to talk to that it wasn't as awkward as him just sitting and eating.
That's literally how this stream started. Was just
people pay for that on Twitch or something now, right? There's like people in North Korea that pay for that.
This is true.
What, to watch people eat?
Yeah.
Social eating is a category on Twitch now.
Okay.
So your favorite streamer can then stream themselves eating with people still chatting in their, live chat. You can make a living.
Now here you'd have more of an audience if you were eating stale cereal.
This is true. So I thought I would, in honor of my shirt that's not here yet, I am drinking this.
Huh.
Which one was it?
Neck of the Woods.
Oh yeah, Totally Naked.
Totally Naked.
That's the light beer, isn't it, from them?
I don't know. Yes.
The Pilsner or something like that.
It's tasty. So. It's not Spotted Cow, but it's still good.
No. Spotted Cow is their best, in my opinion. It's like their first and their best. What's it called? Fat Squirrel's pretty good by them, too.
Fat Squirrel.
Oh, Totally Naked isn't. I'm thinking that there's like one called Two Blondes. That's the one that's a Pilsner by them.
No, it's good. That's totally what I was going for on the botched Google Hangout that I had earlier.
At least you never really started the feed.
I didn't start the feed because I wanted to make sure that I could hand off, to give somebody responsibility because I didn't know how long it was going to be. And then I get pinged 8 times. I'm like, what is happening? And then promptly canceled the Google Hangout call that I had so that no one else got stuck in there.
What? Don't you want to get pulled into the void again?
Does everyone got any pickups for this week? I mean, did pickups ever?
I got a couple things.
I did too. Well, I still don't know if we should wait for a little bit to see if anyone else, pops in or.
I borrowed a degaussing coil and fixed my
that?
TV.
Which one? Your CRT or your
My
PVM?
CRT. That's for a CRT.
Yeah. So basically, everyone's gonna have to be quiet while people show their pickups,
Why is that?
because no one can hit present on anyone. So
We
otherwise,
can
it'll keep
we can just
going
wait for
away.
now or something. We don't need to do it right now.
No, it's fine. It's just I doubt Paul will be on here anytime soon. So
We could try summoning him.
yeah, unless Yoshi, you get on in time enough for him to give you the control room?
Control what?
No.
That would be a no.
Yeah. I think he's in the chat. I know he did say he was having supper or something like that, so maybe he'd been after supper.
You should eat faster.
Anyway.
What's that, Musty?
You should eat faster.
Yeah. Come on now. Eat like a duck, don't chew. Just swallow.
Nah, man. Gotta chew real slow. Gotta fill the time.
Nope.
Negative.
So I'm still looking for arcade sticks. I see a couple of them Soul Calibur ones up on eBay for the original Xbox. Because I want one for that arcade that mounted an Xbox on mine.
Yeah, the Soul Calibur 2 one?
Yeah, that seems like to be the cheapest one.
Well, and it at least has, it's multi-purpose, right? You can use it on all three. Because they didn't make many GameCube fight sticks, right?
No, I think there's only... I mean, like Street Fighter, it's like really can use it for, or Soul Calibur is what you can use it for.
Yeah, wasn't there that multi-system arcade stick that was Soul Calibur themed?
Yeah, yeah. It's by Newbie. I had one in my sights at that little get together that Facebook group I'm in. Went to there, but when I said, will you take this? And I thought it was a reasonable price, and he said, oh no, more like 80. I was like, $80
for the Soul Calibur one.
That's what he wanted for it, and it's like I was gonna like pull up eBay and like put it in his face and show it to him, but it was just like I'm not worth it. Like I don't need it that bad right now.
Plus, is it worth having this particular person potentially like pissed off over whatever? I don't know. I've met some people who stick eBay in their face, and then they'll like get real mad at you and be like, "Yeah, if you want to pay eBay prices, just go pay eBay prices."
But
whether it's lower or higher.
eBay prices is actually like half of what he's asking for it. Like that.
That's funny. I've met delusional people on Craigslist too, and I used to when I was a teenager. I'd like send them a whole bunch of eBay links and be like, "I'll give you $5 for the whole lot," because they had like $20 worth of stuff, maybe $10 worth of stuff, and they wanted like $20-$30 for it. And I'm like, "I'll give you $5," and then send them a bunch of eBay pics or eBay links. They don't usually like that.
Nope. Or they always sold listings?
Usually. Because that's what matters is the sold listings.
Yeah, and people never look up the sold listings, which is why you always see the unrealistic prices. It's like,
yeah,
and especially those lists of like things from your childhood that are rare now, like the $2,000 Sega Genesis, which they probably based off of one buy it now listing.
Oh yeah, or a Genesis that's like super special for whatever reason.
Yeah, or the gold edition Super Nintendo.
You guys saw that too?
Saw that. Yeah, that was great.
$100, man. That showed up on like Facebook and everywhere else. I'm happy. This TV looks a lot better now. There's not two giant patches in the screen. Might give it another go before I take the thing back. Won't hurt it.
Where'd you get it from?
College.
Oh.
I literally just walked up to my professor after class. I'm like, does the and I asked him to borrow a degaussing coil, and he said they had two. So he let me take my pick.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking at a couple PVMs to buy this week, but I started getting outbid. I was starting to get outbid too much on eBay at the last minute that I just gave up on it.
RGB, man.
What's up?
You gotta get the RGB.
Well,
RGB. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. RGB.
I bought something that has that for about $10. I'll show it later, but it's not a PVM. But I'm very happy with it for the price I paid for it.
Boy.
Silence.
Yeah. What's going on, Eric?
Not much. Just I've been spending all my time trying to get the kids thing to put together.
What thing?
Play structure. We we finally bought a playground for the kids, and I've been I feel like I've been working on this thing for like a month, just prepping the ground, and it's made out of wood, and I've been sealing it with deck sealer, and I was out in the garage like every night listening to old podcasts and getting that done, and now we're assembling it, and I don't know. It's getting old.
Just make sure it's reinforced for me and Musty and Dean when we come over to Portland.
Uh-huh.
You know, go down the slide and whatnot.
You want to go down the slide? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do our best. Wait a minute. Let me fix
we'll test it out, you know.
Yeah, well, I think that hopefully the girls will test it out before then.
You might need to reinforce it just a little bit more.
Yeah, well, yeah, hopefully they'll enjoy it because we've been putting a lot of time into it. And what else? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to head off here.
All right. Yeah, bye.
See ya.
See ya.
Wow, Fitnat. Doesn't he usually stick around?
Mm-hmm. Well, he said he probably wasn't giving a pop in today. So.
Yeah. Did you get the green? Did you get the green STC pod?
Yep.
Shirt? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I figured switch it up because there's too many black ones in the world.
Yeah, I think Musty and I got the same. We got the navy blue. I think it's navy. Is he on? Did he leave too? Where'd he go?
He said he'd be right back. So.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He probably was just summoned for a minute. But
So what's the meaning of the title of this Hangouts? 2 times 8 is 16. What is that? Is that a Yoshi reference?
Well, maybe this is the 16th Hangout is what I'm thinking it is.
Oh, okay.
Because Paul usually puts the number for every episode or something attached to it.
See, I saw it and immediately thought powers of 2.
It could be 2. I don't know. I'm not sure. Right. That was just a guess on my part. So.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me. You immediately went the powers of 2.
Where
my brain's good with powers of 2 too.
Yeah. I'm looking at the chat here.
2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512.
Don't you ever bring up math against Yoshi.
Sorry.
124, 1024.
1024, yeah. So it seemed now we'll end this topic after this, but no, the real thing, Yoshi, is to know the exponent powers of 2 in exponential form. So when you see 2 to the 9th, you know 512.
It'll probably happen after like 2 or 3 more semesters.
It will.
By the time I get done with my associate's degree, I'm going to have this stuff so ingrained in my head. And then I'm going to go get my bachelor's degree. And by the time I get done with that, because they're going to reiterate everything they're doing now, I have a feeling, I'm literally gonna have to go to the state university here and like redo all the stuff I'm doing now, which whatever, you know, go through their electronics program instead of like the community college one.
Yoshi's gonna be going to Penn State now.
Maybe.
No, he's gonna be a Big Ten school guy. He's gonna be a real big shot.
No.
Yep, Penn State, Big Ten, big shot. Try to be a real smart guy.
I'm on mute. Sorry, Ryan. Were you a Big Ten school?
Well, people love to associate themselves with Wisconsin here, but I really don't like the Badgers.
Okay.
So I prefer to root for Marquette personally, but if I have to choose a college school,
Yeah, Marquette. Yeah. Okay.
I hate the phony balonies, and that's what drives me nuts about the Badger fans. All the people who pretend they went to that school when they really have no affiliation with it whatsoever.
Okay.
But anytime, like a team does good for sports here, everyone wants to pretend they're part of that team and then become big snobs.
Like
Yeah,
Packer fans, right?
What's up?
Like Packer fans.
No, see, Packer fans, we're one of the state, See, Madison tries to pretend like they're not part of the state, so that's the reason why, Madison's like, oh no, the Badgers are the only team. No, the Packers are the state team basically here. So.
Well, Iowa doesn't get a state team. We have the Iowa and Iowa State, and
yeah, you have nothing but the minor leagues there in Iowa.
Sure, the minor leagues that went to the Big Ten championship last year. So.
Yeah.
Good job.
And might do it again this year. We'll see.
How'd they do in that?
They lost.
Yeah.
And they lost in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah. Good job.
Oh man, all right.
I was pretty on about 7 minutes into that game. That was a bad game.
No.
But
Was it Ohio State they lost to, or who was it? I don't remember. It was someone, right?
it was Michigan State. They would have made the
Oh, it
playoffs.
was Michigan. That's right.
Would have gotten in, but because they went third, they were. Yeah, we had an undefeated season.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not a Badger fan, so I personally don't care if you want to cheer on Iowa so much. I personally hate the Badgers. Not so much the city of Madison, but just phony baloney Badger fans. People drive me nuts, though, are the people who claim to be Packer fans, and they also love the Cubs. Those are the people that really drive me nuts. Don't get me started on those guys. Oh, yeah, there's a whole bunch of those phony balonies because they like to say, oh, we love what's it called? I remember there's a couple coworkers of mine that were like that, and they're like, well, I just love tradition. And I was like, well, the funny thing is the Packers have a winning tradition. I don't know what the Cubs have, personally. They have nothing but a bunch of losers, so if you want to say for a losing tradition, I guess, I get them all fired up.
You get a couple more months to get that out of your system, and then you will be silenced.
What, the Cubs?
Yeah.
Come on. You don't see it already coming down the road? You don't see them just... they're going to make the playoffs, but it'll be just like last year.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
You guys are too young.
Who's too young? The Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that.
Don't worry, that goat will be showing back up sometime around October. I'm counting on
I
it.
think it myself.
I'm counting on it.
Yeah. No, you want to talk tradition? How about talking about a Super Bowl for 30 years? Yes.
Well, you haven't had one in 30 years?
No, the hardcore Bears fans who all they do is talk about the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on, I got to grab something off my shelf.
Oh boy, here we go.
So, like, I want to watch it.
I don't know if I've shown this before.
I want to watch that. Watch him
couldn't
take
read
apart a Sony Video Walkman.
Speaking of,
Okay.
yeah. So this is beta.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
This is a reproduction, as you can see.
Yeah.
But it's got the back. I think my dad did this and just packing taped it on, but it's got the Super Bowl Shuffle and as much of the game as he could fit on this tape, and I have no way to play it.
Yeah. I heard that was one of the failings of beta was that it couldn't record an entire football game.
Well, it could only record an hour long or something like that, right? Or
it's got I don't know how much
it's
on that.
If I recall, Betamax has better video quality, but it's shorter video, shorter length. VHS looks like crap, but it's got a really long length, so they went with VHS.
Yeah, people went with VHS because they could tape an entire football game.
No, I heard the reason why I heard was why VHS outsold Betamax was because of porn, because the porn industry went there that way.
Oh, really? Well, yeah.
You can put more porn on one tape, and then you can charge more.
Wherever porn goes, that's the winner.
Yeah, I think they said that in that what's it called? That what's that movie that Ben Stiller, Jack Black, Robert Downey Jr. movie, that actor movie. I think they mentioned it.
Isn't there a certain song about that?
What's that?
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think they mentioned it in that. It's I think the truth, honestly, because they said that's why Blu-ray outlives HD DVD or something too.
Oh, I thought Blu-ray was cracking down on porn at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But you're saying it's
that's why VR will be marginally successful for a little bit, if not.
Yeah.
And then we'll see.
Hey, VR is not going to end up being successful for video games. It's going to be successful for that.
Yoshi's like, don't knock it till you try it,
What are we going to end up doing? Like, engineering a machine where you, like, go sit in it?
Yep. I bet there are.
And it's like, you look into a visor, and, like, yeah.
Who's read Ready Player One?
No.
No?
Is that getting turned into a movie or something too right now?
It is going to be a movie. I think they said next year. It's a good read, and if you like the nostalgia kick that like a Stranger Things brought, it definitely hits on a lot of those similar tones, but I mean it's way more upfront with it because it's a book and it kind of has to be. I would recommend that. But in that, they basically gotten to this point where you're almost logging into an MMO, but you are in this like haptic suit, and you feel that it's almost like you're in a zero gravity chair and all kinds of stuff. But I don't want to get into too much of the plot because it's worth the read. And if you
look for half price books.
If you like your early '80s arcade era stuff and Atari, it's way up there. Hits on a lot of that.
Cool.
Yeah. But I hear Spielberg's doing the movie, and that's promising. I don't know who's cast, but
who's doing it?
Spielberg.
Oh, really? Oh, that is promising.
I've heard someone.
I hope I'm not lying.
No, you're right. I remember. I think what's it called? That one guy. I think from Shaun of the Dead is in it too. I think Simon Pegg. I think it is.
Simon Pegg. Yeah.
It's 2018. It is Spielberg. Simon Pegg is
There you go.
That's interesting. I didn't figure that. It's not. Hopefully Simon Pegg's not the lead character, because I envision the lead character being a lot younger. Or maybe I just read it weird. Yeah, so someday I need to...
T.J. Miller's in that movie? Okay, that's another plus. Yeah, I love T.J. Miller.
T.J. Miller's awesome.
You watch Silicon Valley?
Oh yeah, love the show. It's so good.
Okay. We probably talked about it. I just don't remember. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are you caught up with that show or?
No, I think we've seen season 2.
Mm-hmm.
There's a third season, right?
Yeah, third season just ended.
Yeah, so we've only seen season 2. We're generally a season behind on all that stuff because we wait for it to come out on DVD.
And you could power watch it and all and whatnot.
Yeah. Can't bring myself to get HBO Go or whatever it's on these days.
I could only really do with like 4 cable channels, and one of them would be HBO, just because they always seem to have like something new. Like I love Vice Principals right now. I can't speak more highly of that show.
Oh, I keep hearing about that.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, there's always like the next thing for me. Basically, there's always at least one show to keep me stuck on HBO. You know.
Yeah.
And Game of Thrones is one of them, and then they back it up with Silicon Valley. Sorry, I'm burping here, but what's it called? Yeah, Skittles and beer here.
Nice.
But Skittle bro. But no, there's always something coming on. I'm trying to remember to see what's coming up next. I can't remember what's the next show after the show ends, but there's usually something coming up next. You know. Did you ever watch? It was on HBO, and it was only 3 seasons long, and I was kind of disappointed in getting in for a 4th season. But what is it called? Bored to Death?
Bored to Death? No,
Yeah.
I haven't even heard of that.
It's with Zach Galifianakis. Did you ever watch it, Musty?
No.
It was with Jason Schwartzman, Zach Galifianakis, and Ted Danson. And basically, they were just Jason Schwartzman was like a writer for like a magazine, and he got bored, and so he just would just start picking up ads in Craigslist for like he was pretending like he was a detective. So people would say like, "Oh, I'm trying to find this person that's missing from me." So they would hire him, and then his buddy Ted Danson was rich, and Zach Galifianakis was like just his buddy who was like kind of like a loser, and they would just get high and try to solve the mysteries. Basically, it was a good show for the time it was up. But that, yeah, I was just say, yeah, I know, like,
solves mysteries.
It was a good time. Good show.
Rome was good.
Did you guys, what was I gonna say? What's the next show I was gonna say about? Oh, did you guys watch Arrested Development, right?
Oh yeah.
Nope.
Oh, man.
No, Musty, you need to get on that. On your Netflix.
All this TV. I don't even have cable.
Well, does Arrested Development have all the seasons on there, or just the stuff since they took over?
Nope, all of them are on there.
Oh, the first 3 seasons are so good. I haven't watched the 4th one. We keep trying, but then I lose track and get confused because it's all out of order and never completed it.
Well, I saw Mitch Hurwitz, who's the show creator, said that I think they're going to film next year. They're going to film the 5th season next year.
Yeah.
So I was very happy to hear about that because I really enjoy that show too.
Yeah, that's one of the all-time great TV shows, if you ask me.
And I didn't get into it until the 3rd season too. That's the thing about it. Like,
that's too yeah.
And the thing about it is, and I think maybe I mean, that's why the show gained its popularity was because like in Netflix and like after it was canceled. But I think it was just maybe advertised wrong. I think it was always trying to like. I remember seeing the commercials and I'm like, that's funny, and then like it just couldn't hook me in the commercials. And then my buddy Danny, he's like, you never seen that show? I'm like, no. And he's like, why not? I'm like, oh, it looks kind of dumb. And he's like, no, you need to watch it. And he just let me borrow the first 2 seasons. He's like, you need to just sit down and watch this. And the payoff is really in that 2nd season, when you like have all the characters learned and everything.
Yeah.
When you really get into Tobias's character more, and that's when the show really starts to take off. Oh, there's a sneeze. Bless you.
Sorry, was I muted? I should have been muted.
No, you were, but
okay.
I could see this.
You could tell.
Sneeze reaction. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Allergies, son. Yeah, definitely Musty or Yoshi. I mean, I definitely recommend. Now, it takes place in the early 2000s, and there is some dated material in there, but I don't know. Maybe if you lived through it anyway, you'd get some of the references. But
it is one of the best
written
comedies on television. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Acted all around, like everything around it is just pure gold. It's so good. Like I said, it might take you a couple episodes to learn the characters, but I've gone back and then like rewatched it after like years down the road. I'm like, oh, I haven't watched Arrested Development in a while, and you just watch it and like you'll catch things in the first episode that are hilarious. That's right, a little more Latinos about She knows about Tobias UK.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll need to give. I don't know. It's that balancing act, right? Like trying to jump into a new show, like because like for Stranger was when we jumped into Stranger Things, using that as an example, it was like I heard it from my wife's sister. She was like, "You need to watch this, and you need to make sure Joe watches this." Uh, but so we hit that, but it was like 2 episodes for like 5 nights straight, and it was the only thing we did, and basically everything else just kind of stopped. And so it's finding that balance of watching enough of it. And the problem is that she's still home all day, so it's like she has to basically, if it's something we're going to watch together, she basically can't watch it until I get home and until he's in bed and all that. So
Yeah.
That's why it was great that we could get this, short, contained series or season and just knock that out. But like to jump into something with multiple seasons, like that'd be difficult, and I'd be afraid.
Well,
I'd be afraid that she. Well, maybe I wouldn't be afraid, but there's a chance that she would then decide to just run with it, and then I can be like, well, okay, fine, and then it becomes her show, and I have a hard time finding the time to watch it myself.
Yeah.
That's present struggle. That's not how it is all the time. But I don't play Shovel Knight.
Yeah, it's kind of I was in the middle of it too. That's why I didn't come sprinting because I was doing pretty well, and then I stopped when I got stuck for a minute there. So I kind of have to. I'm gonna look online to see what I need to do to beat this one level pattern because I just can't seem to figure it out right now.
Yeah.
This layout. I was just like really. When you get like just frustrated, you start making dumb mistakes, or it's like, and it's just one of those situations. Because I was really doing pretty well, I was making some good way with it,
All right, guys, I'm gonna go. I gotta do some work outside on the thing while there's still daylight out here. So I will.
We talk about it's 9 o'clock at night over here.
Well, I know, but it's not. It's not out west. So I got at least an hour or so of daylight. Melissa might be on a little bit later.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
See you later. Bye, Eric.
See ya.
I'm starting my list for Portland. It's starting to come together.
Writing it down, or?
Yep.
Jesus, holy moly there.
Well, it's like, here's the 360 launch titles here that I don't have. Here's the remaining NES that I don't have. Here's the Cartridge Club games I don't have. And here's the Final Fantasy games I don't have. I'm trying to be this, to go back to the Purge from last week, which is not happening yet. All right.
Can't seem to let them go, right?
No, it's not that. I'm talking with somebody about them, but we're trying to figure things out. So these 4 stacks, which you can only really see 2, but there's 2 more behind it, hopefully are in transit sometime soon when I get a chance to actually talk through it with them. But the thing that it's kind of done for me is I've actually kind of given my shelves some breathing room. It's not just game from edge to edge. I actually can turn a game forward and actually use a shelf to kind of make a little display, which is Shelfcast.
Whatever happened to that podcast?
I don't know.
Sorry to interrupt, but it just seemed to have disappeared.
Yeah, I don't know. Where's Paul? We can ask him.
Such an interesting podcast.
Yeah, I'm trying to get creative with the space a little bit more and cutting out the filler. And some of it, not all of it's filler. There's some titles in there that are still kind of, I don't know if it's sought after is the term, or if it's just currently high dollar stuff, or what. So we'll have to see. But I want to start thinking about that list now so that it's not like a week before the event and I haven't put that stuff together.
I was talking with my buddy about this recently because I know for the longest time he was looking for Mega Man X2 and X3 because he really loves the Mega Man series, and I think X is like his favorite game of all time. And we were just talking about like because the Carney got a copy of X2 and X3, and he had a big sale this weekend at a shop. He had 20% off everything in the store, so everything you bought was 20% off. And he was telling me about it. He's just like, I guess I think he said he just didn't want to spend top dollar at the moment for those games right now. Like spend those games go for a hefty price right now at the moment. So he's just like, just not something he wanted to do at the moment.
Aren't there other ways to get X2 and X3? I mean,
yeah, and he's got the PS2 collection also of Mega Man X, which has 1 through 4 on there, I think.
Okay.
If not 1 through 6, but I know because the original Mega Man collection has 1 through 8 on there. I imagine can't be too much further off from that.
Yeah.
But I think he just something he wants to have because, like I said, it's it's like his favorite franchise. But I was just like, there's only one, like I said, which led us to talking about like what in-demand games you want right now, and like he was telling me, which one of the game I got was at the Midwest Gaming Classic was Adventure Island 3. Like that's like number 1 on this list right now. And but I'm looking right now. The only game I'm like high in my list right now at the moment and I'm bringing the money for it is Sculptor's Cut. That's really what I'm hoping to get out of anything. That's like the only game I'm really looking to buy. There's nothing. There's a couple of games here and there sprinkled in, but if I can't find it, then I'll just start buying like games I don't have. I should be close to my collection of my N64 being done, probably by Portland time. So
that'd be awesome.
I'd love to hammer it out. If the last game would be Sculptor's Cut and I can pick it up at Portland, that'd be great.
Yeah, and that's one of those games where you almost prefer to pick it up in person.
Yeah, like so I can make sure to check the board.
Yeah.
I noticed before there's a vendor one of the vendors there who had a boxed copy of Sculptor's Cut. He had a complete version. Some kid brought him another copy, and he was trying to sell it to him. That same guy, and he's like, "Oh, let me take a look at it." And I think he had a fake because the guy opened it up, took a look at it, and gave it back to the kid, and he said, "Not interested." So he must have had a fake. The box looked real, but maybe the game was fake or something, like a reproduction right now. So yeah, that's the thing. Like that's a game unless someone has one in Portland, but I might have to bring my NES tools, like game opener, cartridge opener.
I'll definitely have mine.
Yeah.
Especially because like the NES titles I'm looking at, I'm definitely cracking them open.
Mm-hmm. What you looking at for NES?
Adventures of Lolo 3,
mm-hmm.
Battletoads Double Dragon.
That's a good one.
Dragon Warrior 3, Dragon Warrior 4, Gargoyles Quest 2. I'll skip this one because there's just no way I'm going to spend money on that. This is alphabetical, so the next one starts with an M, so I'm skipping one before that. So Mega Man 5, Metal Storm, Power Blade, Kicks, Tengen Tetris, and Zombie Nation. And again, Zombie Nation.
Ooh, Zombie Nation. That is a pricey one.
That's another. Yeah, like there's 2 really pricey ones on there. Mega Man 5 and Metal Storm and Gargoyles Quest are gonna cost me. But like Tengen Tetris, Power Blade, Kicks, those are all $40 to $60 games. And Lolo just doesn't come up that often. And the Dragon Warrior games it's the same way. Granted, like again, these are titles I don't know. Like I like Mega Man 5, so that I can say I have all my Mega Mans.
Mm-hmm.
But Tengen Tetris I think is cool because eventually I'd like to get all the Tengen games. I think that the black card is nice to look at. It's just an interesting piece of history, but
see, I'm not a fan of the Tengen series personally. I have a couple of them, and I just don't want them. Like I said, like for a while, like when I first started collecting the NES games when I was in high school, I was like, I want it all. I want it all, like the guys on Ark. And then the older I got, I was like, you know what? I really don't like the Tension series. I don't have Tension Tetris, and I'm kicking myself because I remember before even going down like a few years back, I used to see it all the time for $4, all the time. And then my buddy, I think even before I went down to Houston to visit my buddy Tony, what's it called? He's like, yeah, I just paid $40 for Tengen Tetris. I'm like, what the hell did you do that for? And he's like, it's a $40 game now. And I'm like, I was looking online. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I went back then next week when I got back from vacation, and it's gone. And I've never seen it for $4 ever since then. It's I swear I used to see it all the time, but and I don't know. I prefer the original Tetris.
There are a lot of people who, and I have the original. A lot of people say that that's the definitive one, right? And that it has the 2-player mode that's better, objectively, or people can argue both sides.
Mm-hmm. I would love to. I know they had it every year at the Midwest Gaming Classic, and I would love to actually try and practice for it. But they have like a Tetris tournament, and I would love to actually give it a shot at what's it called? I would love to give it a shot because they only do the licensed NES one, the licensed Nintendo one, and they do tournaments for it. And have you ever seen that Tetris documentary? One of the guys is always there. Who is in that documentary? He's always at the Midwest one because he always wins it every year, and then he goes on to whatever, like some finals in California to compete in it. But I love Tetris, the original Tetris. I think it's a great game.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that I could probably spend a good chunk of money just on the Cartridge Club games that I don't have already. Like what's Dragon Quest VIII run right now? Those Dragon Quest games tend to go for.
Are you talking about Are you talking about like one that's on the PlayStation or the DS or which one?
PlayStation, I think. That's the one they did for the podcast, right?
Oh, okay. Let me check here. Yeah, I didn't buy that one. I skipped that one because I'm not the biggest RPG fan.
Yeah. I know I could pull it up just as easily.
PS2? Dragon Quest VIII, right?
Yeah, Dragon Quest VIII.
Yeah, there's a 3DS version, which is I think it's remastered, and I hear it's actually pretty good. Or it's coming out. I think that one's coming out. But that one's only about $20 right now on eBay.
Really? Okay.
For the PS2?
That's not bad.
No.
But yeah, like I'm missing some easy ones like Dark Souls 2 and BioShock, and but then you get to like Earthbound, Gunstar Heroes, God Hand, Majora's Mask. Like those are all a little bit more pricey. Rocket Knight. I actually may have a Rocket Knight lined up. I just need to pull the trigger there.
That was one of those ones where I got it for complete for $15, and after I bought it, it just skyrocketed in price. It was like immediately after, like it was like right before the club I think announced it was being their game. It was like still like a cheap game.
I got it last year in Portland for pretty cheap, actually.
So maybe you should look to Portland then to get it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm putting together my list.
Do you have a list, Melissa, for Portland?
You know, I had thought of a game that I wanted to look for, and I can't remember what it is right now. So I'm trying to, because we were just talking about it last night, too, about getting our list together. Because we were watching our old video. So, yeah, I know. I usually only look for like one thing, so.
So I saw J-Rock did he had like strips of paper, like all like rolled on top, like. If you watched his, where was that one at? Was it Waterloo? Is it at Waterloo?
Was it the one he just went to? That was Com Bravo, I think.
Oh, I didn't know if he had.
I don't know.
This was from a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Where it was like 18 minutes of filming, and I don't know how you can solo that as well as he does. But he had his list, and I think he had lists from his buddy, his name escapes me right now too, because he kept flipping them over like they were a little like ticker tape that had like different console on each page or something like that. So I'm trying to think of like what's the easiest way to do this so that I can not have to like bring along, a notepad like this, which then
Like what we do?
is that what you guys do?
Yeah,
or?
we do. We have like it's probably like I don't know how many pages long, maybe 10, and it's like a spreadsheet that Eric has of by system, the games, alphabetical order by system, and whether he needs the manual or the game or the box. Yeah.
Do you guys tend to like set your like price ceiling for that kind of stuff?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he has like what it's going for on price charting and what he's willing to pay.
That's good. So I'm on the right track.
Hmm. Yeah. And then I use it too to write down like what we buy and how much we pay and stuff. Because a lot of times what happens is well, not a lot of times. My brother's been coming with us the last few years, and so like he'll like buy something from a table, and we'll buy something from the table, and then we got to figure out, like how much we really paid, right? Because we're not paying face value, right? You always ask for a deal,
Mm-hmm.
so it's kind of, I mean, there is something to have it all electronic, but for me, like in the moment there, because it's so big and you want to get to everything as quickly as you can, like just writing it down is a lot faster for us.
And you guys said that there's like zero signal in there, right?
No, I think that was round 2. That was Dean. I didn't have a problem having data.
Yeah, Dean was
using
the
my
one who was
phone.
having the trouble with it. I think,
Dean.
he was saying there was no Wi-Fi, I think is what he was saying.
There's no Wi-Fi.
So if you have your own...
I couldn't imagine trying to get, like... Because you know that every single person that's in there is connected. It's in some capacity. And to think what the Wi-Fi, like, demand would be, that would just be crazy.
Yeah, and there is Wi-Fi, but I forget it's like, I want to say maybe 10 or $20 a day.
Yeah.
So we just save up our data and just use that on the weekend.
Yeah, that's.
So. But maybe because he's in Canada, because he was from Canada, he was having trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I didn't have trouble.
Lousy Canadian mobile plans. Yeah, I get that good American data plan here.
U.S.
Because it's all it's all government
Mm-hmm.
data plan, free.
Yeah, everything's
free
free up there in Canada.
Yeah.
Everything's free. Everything's free. Yeah. But what's it called?
I need to step away for a minute, but I will be right back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, Melissa, I tell everyone, because I put in for my vacation like a week ago, and of course, a couple stoners at my work here. I'm going to Portland, and they're like, "You smoke, Ryan?" I'm like, "No, I don't smoke." I was like, "I've been smoked since high school or something like that." And everyone's like, "You should do it," because like they used to do random like drug testings at my work, but they haven't done that in, like in a year or so.
Uh-huh.
Like they kind of slow down like with the testing. Like I think they just don't want to pay for the testing anymore. So that's why they stopped the rando tests. But they're like, "Come on, you should do it." I'm like, nah. I was gonna say, it is tempting out there, but I just don't know like how it works and everything either. So I'm like, I'm not gonna try any chances out there.
I don't. Honestly, we haven't tried it yet either.
I imagine with all the gamers at that Portland thing, I'm sure there's a hint of it.
Oh
around
yeah,
the
I'm
convention.
sure.
Yeah.
We'll be smelling it. But I mean, it's not like like you can't just be like out on the street doing it.
No, but it's recreational, right? Like you can.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like in food and stuff now too.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother-in-law, Eric's brother-in-law, so his sister's husband was here. Did I tell this story already?
I don't think
I don't
so.
know if I did. So they went and got some stuff and got a candy bar, and he said he had like half the candy bar, and at first he was like, "Ooh," and then like he said maybe 10 minutes later he just felt like garbage. He was just like he had like this massive headache. He was like super tired. He took a nap. He was like all it gave me was like 10 minutes. That was it.
Well, we'll have to get Dean to try it. We'll make him be
Yeah.
the rat. If it works, then we're like, hey, maybe we'll pass it around. No, because I know they have like with the suckers and everything too. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like I said, I haven't done it in I don't know 16 years probably. So
yeah.
it's been quite a while for me. So I imagine like one little thing would probably put me over.
Yeah.
I'm used to alcohol.
If your job,
Mhm.
like Eric's job, they do the
Mhm.
drug testing too. You can't.
So how does that even? I mean, how does that work? Like it's legal in your state, but it's illegal to use, right? I mean, like what's
You can grow. I think you can grow it. I'm not sure how much you can grow.
no? But you're saying like they test them for
Yeah,
drugs and everything. So if he pissed for weed, he would get fired.
I think so. Yeah, and I know like I do volunteer at my girls' school, and
Mhm.
they had like a new update, and of course, like I don't read it, right? Who's
Mhm.
gonna read through all that? And I was talking to the principal because I was on the parent board, and she's like, "Why do you guys think you signed all that stuff so that you said like you won't do weed, and that we
Mhm.
could test you for that?" And I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Oh, okay."
I
Yeah.
mean, I just don't understand for that part. If it's legal in your state, then why is it illegal, to
Yeah,
consume?
I don't know. That's the thing, right? I mean,
Hmm.
sure.
Well, because I work for a supplement company. I work for a supplement company. We have stuff that will make you fail a drug test. We
Mm,
sell that, but like they said, like for us here, like I think the way we sell it to consumers or something like that is they'll say like, if you show them that this is what made you fail your test, then you can keep your job or something like that because it's legal to buy supplement wise.
mhm.
And like I said, we do random testing at my work. So like if I take a fat burner that has something in it that make me pass my fail my drug test, then I can just show them that and they're like, oh, okay, whatever. But the
Mhm.
thing is, my place is like so relaxed. I've heard about too. Like you don't lose your job. You have to go to 2-day rehab. Like if you test for pot, something like that. Yeah, like you have to go to and it's paid for. I think so. It's like like I've heard because there was a couple of people that failed it. So like they had to go to 2-day rehab, and it's basically just them like watching videos on the dangers of marijuana or something like that.
Oh
So
gosh.
yeah, and the funny thing is we sell detox kits too. So like like people come in all the time too, like, do you have the stuff that make you pass a drug test? Yeah, but we can. I guess like I was talking with the girls who are working the store. I work in the office side, work doing the IT work, and they were telling me like, oh, like yeah, they can't legally tell like the customers, yeah, this stuff will pass your test. Basically, if you're looking to pass your drug test, you have to say, uh, oh, these are the kind of things that you have to word it differently. You have to say you have to just straight up say these are detox kits. You can't answer yes. This is what you need to pass your drug test.
Uh,
You have to say, and I think there's a couple other shops that buy us to say the same thing too. Like it just because I guess it encourages marijuana use or something. I don't
mm,
know.
okay.
Yeah, Yoshi heard about weed talking. You want to jump right
Yeah,
back
and he
in?
came back, yeah.
He's like, "What are we
I
talking
was
about
like,
here?"
I
He's
was
like,
like sitting over here watching SmackDown, and I'm like, what?
"Yeah,
Are they
Yoshi's
talking
coming. Yoshi's
about?
coming out to Portland now, no matter what."
Yeah, how's that gonna happen? I can't afford that.
Hmm.
Hitchhike.
Yeah.
Buy me a plane ticket and I'll come.
Hitchhike all the way.
Buy me a plane ticket and give me a couch or a floor and I'll come. I'm not kidding. Just give me some blankets and a floor and a pillow.
I'm telling you, man, you gotta get. As soon as we start getting the mods up there, that your work, you're gonna start making bank, buddy.
Dude, I don't ever want to work on Game Boys again. I don't
It's
like
a,
Game Boys.
it's a nightmare. I thought it's one of the easier
A little
mods.
bit. A little bit. Huh?
That's one of the
I'd
easier
rather
mods.
sit there and recap a Turbo Duo than install a backlight screen for a Game Boy.
Wasn't J-Rock doing that for a while? Like his first video was like
No,
playing
he
like.
just like showed you how to fix the vertical lines.
Wow.
Because I tend to have the horizontal line problem, which is a lot harder to fix. And I'm just not even going to bother with it.
So
yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this bat on this thing either. So I got to troubleshoot that tomorrow.
So Yoshi's coming out. Yoshi's coming out to smoke weed with us in Portland. Then?
Yeah. Smoke weed and.
We're gonna do the opposite party of what's called. We're gonna do the opposite of what they're doing at the Barry Game Exchange. Except we're gonna get baked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no. Oh, it should be fun. I'm looking forward. You said you haven't tried many of the restaurants out, Melissa, or
downtown,
Yeah. Is that where the convention's at? It's downtown, or?
Yeah. It's hard for us to get down there with the kids and stuff, so we just haven't done that.
What's the good donut place? Is it Voodoo, or is it that the place that's overrated? Is that the overrated place,
or? Depends on who you ask. So I'm not from Portland, so I think it's overrated.
Okay. So. No, that's fine. No, I'm just curious myself personally.
Blue Star is also down there. They're not. I don't think they're open late like Voodoo is. But I've heard that their donuts are actually better. I haven't tried them yet, but I mean, Voodoo is just one of those things where everyone's like, "Oh, it's this great place," and they're like cool and eclectic, so you got to go and get their donuts. But really, they're not that good. I'll just go to the grocery store down the street that now has maple bars with bacon on them and get it from there.
Just ripping off the rest of
them. Yeah.
Are they just not good because they sit out all day or something like that, or do you think they just overrated, or?
I think they're just overrated, personally. Yeah.
That's the funny thing is I remember working in one of the places when I was working in a shipping department. We had to do business with this company in Philadelphia, and I would ask them about like Geno's and I'm trying to remember the name of the other big Philly place. They're on the same block, from each other. I'm like, which one's better? And she would always tell me like they're both overrated. That there's like several other Philly cheesesteak places that are significantly better in Philadelphia, but no one ever knows about those ones because the only two that advertise are Geno's and whatever the other one's called.
Well, up at the Dells, there is this Italian restaurant, and I can't remember the name of it right now.
For a second, I thought you were going to talk about going to that bar, Nigs.
No.
Where you can get you go and you get a beer that says I had a swig at Nigs or something like that.
Yeah. No, it's some Italian restaurant like right on the main street when you're going towards there, and everyone goes there because that's what they know about it. But across the street is this little dinky Italian restaurant called Our Place, literally like a capital R place, and that's where we have gone like for the last 3 or 4 years, and it is like the most phenomenal Italian food there is, and it's just this little place.
So where's it about though? I'm just trying to put pictures in my head because I know the Dells a little bit. I know a little bit.
When you get off to go to the Dells, you get off at the main road, and there's the Kalahari's like right there. Okay, so if you take that down, and before you get to the other main street to get into downtown Dells, the popular Italian restaurant is on the right, and then Our Place is on the left when you're going. It's about halfway to the next. I can't think of the names of the streets. I just I know how to go.
I don't. I know where I could picture the streets because I know how everything lays out. I don't know the name of the roads. That's the thing is I know where I'm there, or I'm looking around. But
yeah, it's like when you get off the highway. When you get off 90. There's that outlet mall, and then there's the Kalahari. That's the road we get off, and it's on that road is the 2 Italian restaurants. Let me see if I can look it up. Sorrento's. That's the one that everyone goes to. It's called Sorrento's, and then it's on the Wisconsin Dells Parkway. But we always go to Our Place right across the street, and it's just this little tiny hole in the wall on the corner, and it's like, oh my gosh, the food is so good.
You know, the thing is, like, I haven't. I mean, the last couple places we had like a barbecue place because I was there last summer. I went up there. My buddy was back before he moved back. We went just. He was just back visiting his family, so I met him up there. And then my one buddy was back in town too for just like a weekend for vacation. So we just all kind of went up there. Did was it Mount Olympus is the park or something like that? Or
Okay.
we did that. We did that. Did the go karts. Did the roller coasters.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you this, they when they tell you, because I wasn't comfortable with just leaving my wallet, my glasses, and my keys, and my cell phone in this basket right up front. Basically, they have like a little personal basket. They're like, here, put everything in here that you don't want lost. And I'm like, it's just like the next person, like, because there's like two going on at the same time. I'm like, the next person, jabroni can just come walk up and just take anything out of your basket. I'm like, it's like, well, there's someone standing there, but like, who's to say that, they don't give you like a tag, say like,
right.
What's
They
your
don't
green
say,
tag?
oh, this is, your basket 16 or whatever.
Yeah. No, you can just randomly go up. So like I'm like, nah, I'm good. Don't worry about this. I'm good. And like they're like, all right. They kind of like like I think I just gave them my glasses or something like that. I just gave them my glasses. I could have been wearing my contacts. I don't really recall that, but I was like, they had the bar down because I think the Zeus one is like the fastest wooden coaster in America or something like that. It's like it's something. It's like 70 miles an hour wooden coaster. It's ridiculously fast. And I felt the bar go down. I'm like, I'm good, because like I felt like it was pushing down on my pockets, like it wouldn't, my wallet, my cell phone, and so it went off. We had a great time, just going the whole roller coaster. Roller coaster gets up. I stand up. I feel my pockets are completely empty, and I was like, there's dark tunnels in this roller coaster. I'm just like, there goes my wallet. There's my phone. There's my keys. And then I just put my hand in the cushions, and they were just buried in the cushions. Like, it launched them out of my pockets and buried them into the coaster cushions. And they're like, the girl goes to me, she's like, next time you'll put them in the basket. I'm like, yep. So like every other roller coaster I did there, I put it in the basket basically. But it's like, it's either that or take the chance of losing it. No one stole anything, but like.
Either way, you're taking a chance of losing it. So.
Well, the thing is, like, I was thinking about going all the way back and putting in my buddy's locker because they rented a locker to do it. But it was quite a walk, quite the distance of a walk. And who knows? They could also break into your locker too. And still that's not supervised. It's just got a lock on it.
Yeah.
But I just remember like that was quite the trip because I was like, if you want to like your wallet, your phone, your car keys, that was like that would have been quite the trip basically. What do you do with
oh man, we went to Noah's Ark 4 years ago, and so our youngest was literally a couple months old, and so I had brought the kids back to my in-laws, and then I was going to go meet Eric, so he was on his own, and he was just doing the like the lazy river, and there was like a little waterfall, and he was just on it, but he had his glasses on. He said he went through like the little waterfall, and then he's like going, and he's like, I don't have my glasses. So he was like trying to swim back, kind of like going through, seeing if he could somehow find his glasses, which he couldn't see.
Well, I think it's terrifying because like I'm like completely blind without my glasses too.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's people worse than me, but I'm just like, there's like a certain amount of distance you can see, and after that, it's like if you lose your glasses, you're effed. You're just so effed.
Yeah.
That's
somehow,
a terrifying
like
feeling.
some random person found them. This guy was like, "Are these your glasses?" And Eric was like, "Yeah."
I always debate getting the laser treatment, but I'm scared. I'm scared of getting the laser eye treatment too.
Yeah.
And what I think what really kind of scared me is I knew somebody who got a botched job.
Yeah.
And he was telling me like they messed him up where he could see close but he couldn't see far. But after the botch, like he couldn't see either way. So he had to wear two glasses. He had to wear like one above, so like when he was reading, he'd go like this or something like that, or
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and he was telling me it's like, oh yeah, they had a coupon for this place. I'm like, you go to a place that has a coupon? I was like, that's like a terrible mistake. Why would you ever go to a place that's gonna offer you a coupon deal? But
I went a couple weeks ago to get a consult, and they they said they couldn't. He recommended that I not do it, and
Mhm.
he goes, I could, he goes, if you really want it, I'll let you talk to my associate in the office because I know he'll do it. But he
Mhm.
was like, if you were my sister, I wouldn't have you do it.
What
So
do you have a stigma or?
no, I guess my cornea is pretty thin. Like
Mhm.
it depends on how thick your cornea is too, and my prescription is really high. So I
Mhm.
knew I was on the border already, and my eyes are already pretty dry too. So
Mhm.
he said like the cornea would be so thin, and he said you could probably see, but it would probably be like kind of like hazy on the end, so you would never have like a crisp, clear picture, you
Mhm.
know. Um, and so he just was like, and then with the dryness, and the other thing too is like I've gotten iritis, which is like an inflammation of my eye, and so like I have to do steroids and stuff, and so that too would like be exacerbated, and I'd have more flare-ups of that as well
Mhm.
if I had this because my cornea would be so thin and my eyes would be so dry.
Yeah,
So
I have pretty dry eyes too myself, but like that's the reason I hate wearing contacts because my eyes will dry up like immediately by the end of the day. Like my eyes will
yeah.
be completely where just like I want to rip my contacts out of my eyes. Like
Mhm.
I want to scratch them, but
Yeah.
that's why I kind of want to just get the contact or like the laser treatment for that long because I think it should be okay. But
Mhm.
uh, I know the last time I checked with the doctor, he told me you have to have make sure your prescription hasn't changed for a couple of years. He said like
Yeah,
that was a
like
key thing.
yeah.
And it changed last year when I got a checkup. I know. I think I go tomorrow. I'm not sure. I
Okay.
should probably call because I usually give you a reminder, like
Yeah.
when you're. It's either tomorrow or next week. Wednesday is my eye doctor appointment. Uh, but
Yeah, you should probably check into that.
yeah, meh. I know it's after work, so that's the thing. It's like I can
Okay.
call him tomorrow on my lunch break and be like, "Hey, is it tomorrow or is it?"
Mhm.
I should wrote it down, but I know they usually give you a reminder. So,
Yeah.
but no, my aunt got it done way back in the day, like when they first started doing it, and
Mhm.
she said it was incredibly painful. Before, like,
Mm.
yeah, like she said, but she's like, she's glad she got it done because she doesn't have to wear glasses yet,
Mhm.
you know. But my uncle tried getting it done, and they said no because he has a stigma where, like, it would make him
Mhm.
blind or something. So that's why he's never done it.
My wife's holding out. Her number is high as well. Um, I'm not sure if it's double digits or not. Melissa, what's your prescription? Just out of
It's so
curiosity.
high, I don't want to tell you.
That's fine. That's fine.
No, it's fine. It's -12.5.
Oh wow.
Both
Okay.
eyes.
Yeah, both eyes. And 12 is kind of like their cutoff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were
So,
telling her that I think she's like 10 or 10 and a half.
mhm.
And they said that yeah, if we can do this, but basically all it would do was get you to more normal, like not normal prescription, but a far reduced prescription.
Mhm.
Her mom actually had cataract surgery,
Mhm.
and they replaced the lens. And
Yeah.
so they can give you a 20/20 lens then if they do that. And so my wife is kind of holding out for that.
Yeah, that's what he told me too. He goes, "You could do that if you want. If you wanted to do that now, you could do that." He said that would be the way I would go,
Yeah.
is just to do that. And I'm like, "Well, no, I don't."
It's still eye surgery.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
exactly. I'm like, "Well, I'll do that when I need it." I'm not gonna play around. Like my mother-in-law had it years ago and she loved it, but now she is having issues. Her
Yeah, see
eyes are
this
super dry. I mean, her eyes will just be like
beat red.
all red. Yeah, beet red, like everything red.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like, are you bleeding out of your eyes? They're so red. And
Yeah.
she keeps getting these weird infections as well. So,
Mm.
I mean, like if they said, yeah, if they were just kind of like, well, you might have, if it was just like the normal mornings, I probably would have done it. But he was like, no, and I'm like, I don't want to chance it. I'll just go to contacts and I'll just wear my glasses
Yeah.
and just do it.
Also, I don't care for the fact that I think they say like for after the surgery, I think a half hour, you'll be blind for like a half hour, and I'm like, oh, that's thrilling. Also, my luck, it won't come back from that blindness. But no, like that's something I want to do, but I'm terrified of actually
Yeah.
basically, I don't
Yeah,
want
when
to be
I
blind. That's the thing, is I don't
yeah,
want to be blind.
I know.
Yeah.
When I started reading the paperwork and stuff,
Mhm.
I was like freaking out inside. I was like, oh, like they send you the paperwork ahead of time,
Mhm.
and I was kind of like cringing inside, like, oh, I don't know about this.
Well, like the place that my doctor is trying to send me to. He said like they're very successful and they haven't had a botch ever at the
Mhm.
place. Like the doctors are really, really trustworthy at this place.
Mhm.
It's not like the hole in the wall place, the closet,
With the coupon.
the coupon. I could believe it because then he was trying to give me. He's like, I have some coupons. I'm like, no, I don't want them. I don't want them. It's like he's like, you can get both eyes done for $800. I'm like, no, no, that's
My
okay.
gosh.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Because I think his son did it and he had success, but then he went and did it and had a bad time. So I'm like, yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
yeah, 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 and there's another family member, and he was told by two doctors, no, we're not going to do your eyes. We don't think you should. And so he went to a third because he wanted it done so bad. And now he's probably like your friend. Where I think he's like my mother-in-law said he like can't see
Mhm.
like at all. Like so it made it worse.
I feel somewhat bad too because my eyes are only like negative 4.25 and negative 4.5.
Yeah.
But still, it ain't easy. I remember, I went and saw some concert like on the east side here, like some punk rock concert, like I don't know, probably 6 years ago, 6, 7 years ago, and I was wearing my contacts at the show, and I got popped in the eye, so my contact was
Oh,
flying out. So like after the concert, like my buddy Bill drove me there, but then like my car was parked at his house, and he's just like, I should probably carry one of my old pair of glasses in my car. I really should. I still don't do it. I don't know why. Just in case something bad happens, I probably should. But like I remember that ride home, it was a fog, and I drove with one eye open, basically, just squinting, basically. But yeah, that was fun. That and I remember I was pitching because I play softball, and my final game of the year was yesterday. But we did a practice a few years ago, and I was just wearing my glasses. Usually I wear my contacts, and I got popped in the face, and what's it called? It shattered my glasses, and I couldn't. I think it broke my eye socket, but I couldn't. I didn't have a pair of glasses, so I drove home like squinting the entire way, basically.
oh gosh.
Yeah,
I'll be right back. I have
sounds
the
good.
kids calling me.
It's quiet night tonight.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's probably because Mars is like sick and nobody's here, basically. Mars usually gets the crowds coming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Was there that famous cat of yours?
Yeah, she finally made her way down here.
Mm-hmm.
During the stream, Fitnat unofficially dubbed her the mascot of the Hangouts.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can deal with that.
Yeah.
We haven't done pickups yet.
We can do pickups in a little bit.
Yeah.
Screw
I don't
Paul
have-
if he's saying show up.
It's funny because like the last couple of weeks have really been like it seems like everyone is kind of going through this like lull,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, but I think it's more of a I'm not spending now lull than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I've got not actual games, three not actual game things, but they're
I got a couple of things. Nothing really fancy, but a couple things. Yoshi, you still there? I wanted to show Yoshi something. I'm sure he is. His camera's on. No, he's muted. He's probably watching wrestling.
He walked off. I heard him firing up his Wii U, so I don't know if he's
Just trying to take a gander at him, see if we can put him on
Laying-
presentation.
laying-
Oh, he's just laying there. That jabroni's just laying there. Let's put on presentation right there. Says I don't have cable. Yoshi! Is he sleeping? He's sleeping again, I think. Yeah, he is sleeping. If you click on his picture, you can see him
I
sleeping
got
on the couch.
I got it.
You see him? Yoshi, we can send him a message. That usually wakes him up too.
Rose says he's watching porn.
That's a little too relaxed for porn.
Maybe that's just how he does it.
Yeah, I mean that's how he likes his porn. Nice and relaxing. That's why I put it on mute. We think Yoshi's asleep right here. So if you click on him, is he present? Yeah, I think he's asleep on the couch.
Oh my gosh, I think you're right.
Yeah. Yoshi falls asleep again on the live stream. Hey, Paul, get on here so we can present him for everybody. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to click on Yoshi's picture on... Oh, actually, you can't.
Yeah.
It's all about talking. We can. You can see his picture, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Once he starts... Oh, he's muted, too.
that's fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, so you can't hear him snore like last time.
Oh, man. That's the best part.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe
Yeah.
the cat will wake him up.
Yoshi! Yoshi, wake up! Maybe if you clap.
Oh,
Nothing?
I see. Okay. Sorry, I'm reading the chat now.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to read the chat.
It's nice. It's nice to see new people from the
Yeah.
joining the club of being active.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
If anyone wants to hop in, you're more than welcome to hop in. You know,
I know.
you can just
Come on,
just
Rose.
talk.
Why
yeah,
aren't you in here?
You can just talk with the your microphone or something like that, or if you have a headset for your, like your earpiece or something like that. If you can just pop in and talk, at least like some people here. Some people don't have cameras.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell Jason now that fare, that 205 to 240, is actually pretty cheap for Portland.
oh, that is. I mean,
Because that's like the cheapest that my family will get, my mom gets when she comes out here. We almost never
I
get
would
that.
have been looking at if I fly out of Cedar Rapids. That's what I would probably be paying. But I've figured out a way to get to Chicago that doesn't require driving there.
Mm. Are you gonna hitchhike like Yoshi?
No. Have you ever heard of the Megabus?
No, I heard you talking about it last week, so tell me more about it.
So it's a big double-decker bus that you reserve a seat on, and it's basically it actually picks up from Iowa City, which I'm not far from, and drops off in Chicago. And I can get reserved seat on the front row of the upper deck, basically, which just has a big glass panel, and you get to just look at the road.
Uh-huh.
For $12.
Oh.
Yeah.
$12. Come on.
Now, it means that I'm riding with the people who all paid $5. But at least if I'm in one of those spots, I don't have to worry about people walking past me and stuff like that. And it's 3-4 hours and it's done. So I think what I may do is take the bus in, and then have my dad drive me to the airport. I'll fly out, and then when I fly back, I'll have my dad pick me up, and then we'll drive halfway, and then my wife will meet halfway.
Okay.
And that that'll save me a huge chunk, because it'll basically cut my plane cost in half.
It's because it's cheaper to come from Chicago.
Yeah.
You're saying? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Plus, I can get there without a stop. Like, Cedar doesn't fly direct to Portland. I can fly direct and not have to have a layover. And, I could probably get in, early afternoon on Thursday instead of getting in at, 5 or 6. And I would probably feel rushed.
Yeah.
I really don't want to feel rushed. This will be my big post-her surgery vacation. So,
yeah.
I deserve to be able to relax a little bit.
Right. And you want to be, in time to settle in and then go to the bar so that we can watch the Bears win. So, you want to change into your Bears outfit, all that stuff.
I will have it. Ryan's ignoring us.
I
No,
know.
I know. I was listening. With your trip to Portland. Sorry, I was just trying to wake up Yoshi. That's all.
Are you trying to
We should.
tweet him?
I was tweeting him like via the message, direct message. I don't know if that sets his phone vibrating too. I think it does.
Just see if all of a sudden he like jolts and like wakes up because. Oh, there's a cat.
He might be a heavy sleeper.
He is. Because remember he kept slipping in and out last
Yeah.
time. They kept waking him up and then falling back asleep.
Yeah, he's out.
Mhm.
This is awesome.
I had him just on present on my end, so I can't see really anything else. I'm trying to get him to wake up, but yeah, basically for my flight out there is I'm flying because there's nothing direct. I mean, unless I want to pay $600 from Milwaukee to Portland, but it's I'm flying from Milwaukee to Denver and then Denver to Portland, and I think the way back is Portland to Phoenix and then Phoenix back to Milwaukee.
Ooh.
Okay.
But it still isn't that bad because like I get there I think at 11 Portland time on that Thursday, and then
Oh
I
man,
think
you have an early flight.
yeah. Well,
I'm-
also you gotta remember the 2 hour time gap too, or something like that too.
Yeah, I
so.
know. It's still.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm looking at because I realized that the
Excuse me.
hotel, at least the hotels, the two rooms that we have booked are in my name, so kind of need to make sure that I
Are there to let everybody in?
yeah, I could probably do something to get a secondary name on it, or I could call them and just be like, hey, look, here's the situation, so and so will be there, and they'll give them the room and whatever. But
Who's doing the rooms with you?
so one room right now is me, Ryan, and Dean, and then so there's one more spot there, and I'm not sure if Fitnat's going to take that or if that there was talk of Paul coming out there, but
I think he's kind of said that it's out this year.
yeah, okay.
Like as it gets later, as it gets closer and closer, it seems like he keeps saying, "Nah."
Yeah. It'll be like the Tuesday before, and he'll be like, wait, I'm going to go, and then he'll like just...
If that's the case, we could still sneak him on the floor, basically,
Yeah. And then who's in the other room?
The other room, Curtis has unofficially grabbed that other room.
Oh, okay.
So whether that's... he was talking about... is his friend named Edgar?
Yeah.
So he was talking about having him come with... He's the guy from...
I think he's from the store.
From World 8? Is that the right one?
I think so.
I was trying to watch his For the Win stuff again just to...
Can't remember. Yeah.
But it's... So I think it's going to be him. He says it's him, Layla, and maybe Edgar, and then he's not sure about a fourth.
Okay.
So I don't know what that ends up.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. Fitnat hasn't really confirmed one way or the other yet.
Mhm.
I don't know if Steven's thinking about it, but
It depends on if he stops buying toys.
yeah.
I kid.
I keyed.
Well, it's funny because it's like when people are like, oh, the game prices are out of control, and then they move on to other things, which is kind of funny because like the things that I've got for pickups are kind of along those lines, right? They're things that's like it's related enough, but it's like I just don't have games right now just because I haven't been looking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because it's hard to look when you've got
Yeah.
in the face. And so I bet everyone else is probably like waiting for Barry.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They're waiting for Barry, or they're waiting for whatever their next big con is.
There's that one in Arizona that Gamester 81 does, right?
Yeah, Game On.
Mm-hmm.
There's was it Retropalooza is coming up in October, or no, it's late September, I think.
I can't remember.
In Oklahoma. That's the Game Chasers one.
And isn't there one in the there one in Missouri or something?
Yeah,
Like in a week or so?
yeah. Brazel was talking about that.
Yeah. Um, and then I think there's the one in SoCal. Doesn't that one come up soon too? Can't remember.
Probably they
Yeah.
just did that the first time last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it someone was saying that they should just make that the Los Angeles Retro Gaming Expo so it could be large?
Mm. Yeah, it's August 20th and 21st.
Okay.
There's a lot coming up.
Yeah, I just missed one this past weekend, basically in my backyard, but I wasn't going to bring it because they have Anime Iowa.
Oh yeah.
Is
But
that
is it mostly anime?
It's mostly anime, but there are usually like 2 or 3 vendors, and they usually tend to have export stuff or import stuff.
Uh-huh.
So like complete Famicom games,
Yeah.
stuff like that. The stuff that it's shelf worthy, but it's not playable for me because I don't have a Retron 5 yet. Um,
Don't waste your money on that.
you don't think so?
No, I've heard it breaks down pretty after about a year. I know my two friends who own one have both gone through at least one of them, and everyone else seems like they both rebought it, and then like I think now they're just officially onto like, well, I'll just stick with the regular hardware and just have a CRT. Like they've given up on. It's nice for some things, like if you want to play a game that's exclusive to like maybe Japan and they have the translates, you know.
Yeah,
But
the translation stuff is certainly appealing.
but for most of the time, it's not the best. I don't know. Like I said, it just breaks down. It just stops working. It's cheaply made in China, so.
That's no good. Okay.
Well, like you said, most of the consoles you want, basically, what do you want the Retron 5 for? Just to save on shelf space, or?
No, well, it's not like I would get rid of my original hardware for
Mhm.
it. I would probably like that would be something. It's like I could move to the TV up in the main living room and plug in there and just be able to play whatever, um, and not have to like haul a console up there every single time.
Mhm. Well,
Because right now, all I can play up there is the Wii U. I say all that I can play, and really, there's so much that I could play on that.
mhm.
No love for the Wii U.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I rented Cart for Saturday. I rented Yoshi's Woolly World, but I haven't had a chance to really play that yet. My wife played a little bit of it, and I was like, "Did you have fun?" She's like, "It's okay." So I try. I try. She's really reserved to. She'll play like Dr. Mario, but she doesn't really go beyond that. But
I was gonna say though, because if you're looking at the 16 bits, both of them, the Genesis and Super Nintendo, have RGB built into the console, so you can do the cheap option. Actually, is probably buying the HD Retrovision cables when they go on sale in mid-August, and they work great on my flat screen TV. They're just component cables, but they work great. They look pretty decent too. They look better on a CRT, but they still look pretty good on a HD TV, and it works pretty well. It's cheaper than buying the FrameMeister.
yeah, I'm not about to do that. Like, there's so many other things that for $400 or plus that I would rather spend that money for.
Yeah, they are. Well, like you said that, and well, like if we talk about original Xbox, they have component cables, and they look pretty good on an HD TV.
Oh no, they do a great job. But it's just there's not a ton of games on that system that utilize it.
I know those guys who do HD Retrovision. If Yoshi could wake his ass up, he could talk to those guys. He's like buddies with them because he's a modder. Yeah, actually, they're based out of Chicago too. They their last video, they said their next Kickstarter is they're working on a cheaper alternative to the FrameMeister. Because right now, the only person there is are those guys who make the FrameMeister, and a lot of like Japan and everything. So that's their next big thing is for their Kickstarter. And I really like the quality in those HD Retrovision cables, where like I would look at probably buying that. That's why I'm holding off on buying the FrameMeister myself, and hopefully it's probably going to be a year before they announce their version of the FrameMeister. In that case, it might be worth buying it that way. Just buying the.
Yeah, I mean they could probably come in at half the price. It's still a pretty big investment.
You don't have to worry about importing it because it'd be here from America, So you probably save on that too.
That's true.
Because FrameMeister, I mean, it's nice and all, but even the guys who do the reviews for it, that Phone Dork, he's the first one who did it, review for it besides the guys from My Life in Gaming. He did a thorough breakdown. He was saying some TVs work better than other TVs with the FrameMeister, and what was he trying to say? They were saying there's a couple of games that I think, but they're on PS2 that just didn't work quite as well. But I don't know. It seems like he said it felt like cheap cheap plastic, but it works. For what you're paying for $300, it should feel like it's professional. It feels like a cheap piece of crap, despite it works. I don't know. I trust those guys to make it because I'm really happy with the Genesis cable. I was very upset. I wouldn't say very upset, but I was disappointed I couldn't get the Super Nintendo because it sold out in 4 minutes last time. And now I know because it was just hidden on their page, where their shop was. Because they click on, let's see if I can find it here. HD Retrovision. Yeah, it'll say, okay, so they're we're going on sale at 3 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, I go to their site a few months even before there, and then finally shop pops up. And I clicked on shop, and then even when shop comes up, where does it come up here? You clicked on component cables, and then I think it was slightly different where I think it said SNES and Genesis at the top, so I clicked on those, but that wasn't the right link. So, but I really want the SNES cables personally because I have that. Yoshi did an excellent job on my modded RGB modded NES top loader, and if I get the next thing I'm gonna have Yoshi to work on for me is RGB N64, so I could use that cable then going over to that. That's what I really want that cable for.
Yeah. Hi, Rose.
Hey,
Hey, Rose.
Hey.
I'm on. I made it.
You're kind of quiet. Is that just me?
No, it's probably this crappy mic I'm using.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You made your triumphant return to the Hangouts.
I know, right? The long-awaited return.
Mm-hmm.
Not really.
You missed out on the last few ones.
Yeah, I know. I was sick, and then work makes me sick, and you know how it is.
Did you sign up just so you could see Yoshi sleeping on his couch?
I did. Just so I can take some screenshots.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You perfect. You can make another one of those. Draw me like.
Like one of your French girls.
Yeah. He's laying perfectly on the couch for one like that right now.
Pose is pretty good for it.
He's got a straight up. He's kind of got the rest of development. He's got the David and God pose going right there. We just need the other man going on the other side.
Oh. Gonna hate me in the morning.
I tried waking him up. I sent him a couple tweets and he won't wake up.
Yes, so did I. I even warned him. I'm like, wake up. I'm turning you into another meme.
You must not have it laying on the table where it vibrates really loud. Then again, he slept right through it last time, so it took several tweets and them laughing at him until he woke up.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Can I show you guys what I picked up?
Sure. I got my stuff right here too, so I'll show you too.
Okay. I will start.
Hold on one second. I'm just gonna run and get another beer real quick. I'll be right back.
He needs a beer to see your pickups.
Yeah.
Just give me 1 minute. I'll just be real quick.
I can't tell if that's a good thing.
Yeah, Musty, you need to watch Arrested Development.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
I know. Tell your wife that you guys got to fit it in somehow.
I did before I helped, so I ran to go help get her to bed. But yeah, I told her, and she's like, I just started watching West Wing. I'm like, okay.
No, go to Arrested Development.
She'll need something to balance that, right? West Wing.
Let her watch West Wing while you're at work.
Yeah.
And
she's puzzling like crazy, and that's part of what I have here. But yeah, she's about to put down her like fourth puzzle in the past week. And 3 of them have been like 550 pieces, and then this last one's a 750, and it's tough. It's really tough. But yeah, one of the ones that she did that I don't have down here is from Wind Waker, and it's missing that corner piece. I don't know if you saw that. It's missing that one piece, and so I'm struggling because I contacted Amazon and they said, okay, well we'll send you a replacement. So they sent me an entirely new one. So it's like, well, I have this thing completely made except for this one piece. So do I crack this thing open and find that one piece, or I can make a replacement piece somehow, or I can take the image and lay that behind the puzzle or something like that, and then I can gift this free one that I got.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe that's fine. So I'll have to, before I go opening that new one, I want to see what it looks like with a couple of different attempts at, forging a piece for this puzzle. But honestly, half of it's going to hide behind the frame.
Right.
So I'll start with that. So there were 2 puzzles that she's worked on. This was one of them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It looks this. I got this frame from Michaels, and it's frame so far.
That's a nice frame.
Yeah, I figured the stained glass look would go well with like a wood frame. So
you used a coupon, right?
It was so all of their frames were 55% off.
Oh, that's cool.
So I got 2 of them.
At Michaels, you say?
At Michaels, yeah.
Was it last week's sale, or is it still going on, or?
No, it was their main wall of picture frames. It's an 18 by 24. It's an 18 by 24 frame, but yeah, they were all 55% off. Yeah, not too shabby. So I'm debating where this is going to go. I don't know if it needs to cover that bare wall back there, or in the hallway down to the game room, or something like that. But I will eventually have 2 of these. But I don't know if I want to just put Wind Waker like in this spot here.
Did you say you glued it, or is it just straight? You said it flat.
It's got like 3 layers behind it, so it's really pushing up against that. If it were to fall apart, it's not the end of the world. I can open it up and put it back together. It's not, yeah. I don't think the whole thing would like crumble all of a sudden, but no, it's in there pretty snugly. So I'm happy with that. So I mentioned that I rented Mario Kart and Yoshi's Woolly World from the store, and I usually like to just look at the table of old rentals that they are getting rid of, and they had Halo Fall of Reach for just a couple bucks, so I picked it up.
So what is that, by chance?
This is the animated origin story of the Master Chief, the 3-part animated adaptation of sort of his like backstory.
Is
I
that
don't know.
going
I
in
have yet to
the?
watch it. I read the book, and I really like the book. Um, but I think that when did they release this? They released this last year, so this is still fairly new. Um, but this is supposed to be. It probably coincides with the game, obviously. Um, although Master Chief's not in that game at all. And then the other thing I got is, and this is the thing that I'm probably the most happy about right now. And I alluded to this. When was I talking to Dean? Oh, I mentioned this on Saturday when we were having our extended chat post game night.
Mm-hmm.
That I was listening to a soundtrack that I got. And so I got this, and this is in like fantastic shape, and I'll open it up to show you. But this is the Final Fantasy VIII
Oh,
original
cool.
soundtrack. And it's got a lot of artwork on the outside. I adore this game. So having this is a 4-disc soundtrack,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got decent artwork on each of the discs. Yeah.
That's nice.
There, and then there's a booklet that came with it, which has some of the lyrics for. It has the track list. It has some of the lyrics, and then it's got a lot of Japanese in there, and I don't know where to start. and then there's this one page that says, so the composer was Nobuo Uematsu, that says privately attack Nobuo Uematsu with questions. I don't know. I feel like there's a translation error there, but yeah, so it's a bunch of questions again in Japanese, so I don't know what's being asked. But there's some really good. They took a lot of good clips from the cutscenes and things like that. So, but it's in just really fantastic shape. There's like one little chip somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even. Oh, it's like right here on the spine. It's like if I wanted to replace it, I could, but honestly, it's. I don't know.
Jason. Jason, we can hear you if you're talking. We can hear you, buddy.
Nice.
Sorry, Musty.
No. But yeah, so that's the extent of what I got. You know, like I said, this is a slow time right now, just because I know that everyone else has things more closer to present than I do. But I feel like I'm already ramping up for Portland, which is why I talk about it every week.
Well, I mean, we even talked about, we teased about it in our video, like talking about our wardrobe, like 3 months ahead. But like,
It's true.
it's so goofy. Like we need to worry about our wardrobe for the weekend, but we do think about shirts, and because we're also thinking about other shirts that we want to maybe make or something. And so it's like, well, what are we gonna wear? I don't know. It seems trivial, but
You guys should make doghouse t-shirts.
yeah, we might do something. We haven't decided, and Eric has an idea of a shirt he wants to make just for him. So
That'd be cool.
yeah, but I don't want to give it away because
That's fair.
Anyway, yeah, but I don't know. As it gets closer, it really just starts consuming. I don't know, more of what you're thinking about, more of what's going on. So.
I think once I get the transportation figured out, then it's like that'll be just the thing that keeps hitting constantly, like at every moment that I have free time. It's like, okay, this is coming. Yeah. I'm not ready. This is coming. And yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then part of it too is and maybe you're in the same boat because we talked about this on Saturday. With my brother getting married, we're making a trip out to Chicago for that. So it'll be like, okay, I got to worry about that, and then company's gonna come my way, so then I got to get ready for them, and it's like, and I got to be ready for Portland, and just getting the kids ready, and so.
quality okay?
I can hear you a little bit better now. You're still a little low.
Yeah.
I'm using a set of headphones, just like standard skull
Is there a
candy.
way to adjust the volume?
I don't know.
I can.
Let me
You
see.
can. We can turn it up on our end. You just gotta click on the little volume side, and I can raise them up on my end. But I think everyone has to do it that way.
Oh yeah. Okay. I did it.
Yeah, the
It's in
volume
the
control.
Hangout toolbox, right?
Yeah, under volume control.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. Oh, never mind. It's the one that says Hangout Toolbox.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's late.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, just welcome to the Hangout for the first time, Jason.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Get used to this if you're ever gonna be on the Cartridge Club show.
Good practice.
I was listening to a lot of the podcasts today, actually. I had like 5 hours of driving for work, so I listened to like 2 of the CC podcasts, and I listened to a piece of STC, and I also listened to a piece of Bonus Barrel today.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to get into Bonus Barrel too. Go ahead.
I
Sorry.
listened to their new one today, which was great. I ended up tweeting at Rob. Not even really sure which one Rob is right now. But in due time, we'll. But I asked him for suggestions on like. I'm like 90 episodes is a lot. Where should one start? He said probably in the early 60s for episodes.
Okay.
Because they said their episode 69 was a lot of fun, and they had a huge build up to that. So it'll be really funny what happens when the Hangouts officially get to like 69 episodes.
I'm excited to see what SGC Pod does for 100. They're only like 4 weeks away.
Yeah, I don't like this threatening to take off for a couple weeks nonsense.
Yeah, I know.
That's no way. Don't.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
I think Haji even kind of said he goes, why don't you just film like a 2-hour one or record a 2-hour show and then just split them up and release them separately, so you can keep it going like a part 1 and a part 2.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some big cliffhanger in there.
Yeah, I need my Friday fix. I used to hold off until for Mondays because Mondays is usually a drag, but now because now I'm like hooked on Fridays. I used to save Fandango for Fridays too, because Fandango was like 3 hours and it'd be like half my work day,
Actually, that's a good question. When does everybody get a chance to listen to the pods? Because there's a lot out there.
I listen to them usually the day they get launched. That used to not be the case, but now like I'm all caught up basically. So.
Yeah, I'm a day 0 listener for STC.
Nope, day 1 for me. Day 1.
0.
Day 0. I mean, I try to listen to all the stuff as close to real time as possible, because a lot of the subject matter is, somewhat topical, and so if I wait too long, then it loses its luster a little bit to me. But like, God, there's a lot of podcasts. Like I said, STC is a day 0. I listen to Fandango pretty over like maybe a day or 2 within the time it gets released. The kicker is that Kevin releases that stuff on Tuesdays, and so we're doing this when I could use the 2 to 4 hours that we're doing this to listen to Fandango, and I don't know if that was by design or what.
Do you listen to anything at work, or are you not allowed to?
No, I do. It's just that some days it's wall-to-wall meetings, and those days I don't get anything listened except when I'm driving, and my commute is 6 minutes basically, door to door. So I'm it doesn't allow me to get through things very quickly. And plus, with my wife being home now from work, I couldn't just leave. Like before, I could leave a podcast on basically from the moment I step into my car to leave work until I get back. I could just have it running for that whole thing. But with her home, I have conversations to have and things to help her with, and just zoning out on a podcast is not the way to do it. But like, I usually listen to Media Mavens the day of, or maybe the day after. I try to get the club podcast listened to as quickly as possible. The fact that there are some days where it's like nothing in the morning and I'm just at my desk working on spreadsheets or typing something up, I can usually get by with listening to that in the background. I get kind of lucky.
Sorry.
But now I got Bonus Barrel, and now I listen to the IGN stuff, like Game Scoop and Podcast Unlocked. That's where I get my current events.
I can't get into. I used to, because I just needed something for the IGN guys. I listened to the Nintendo one and the PlayStation one, but like I can't. I feel as if some of them are kind of fake, and I can't think of the name of the guys, a couple of the guys, but the one guy would be on the Nintendo podcast, and then he's acting like completely different on the PlayStation one, where he's like, I'm like, you're just trying. It drives me nuts. Like, I can't get into like
they have slightly different personas for each of the
different podcasts, yeah. And I'm just I don't mind Brian Altero, who's like the host of the Nintendo one, but it's just like. I don't know. That's why I never shifted it over to the Xbox one either. I mean, just listening to what's going on with that, but
yeah. I like those guys. I like Marty Sleva. I like Ryan McCaffrey used to write for OXM, and so I've known him for many years as a reviewer, and so I respect his opinion. He's reviewing the Xbox One S. I haven't yet even. I asked Will for an opinion on that. He didn't reply to me, or maybe he doesn't. I missed it.
Maybe he's trying it out still.
Popped up on YouTube from Boogie2988, and he actually had a really good review of the S.
Okay.
It's significantly smaller, lighter weight. It handles 4K. It just looks like a pretty. I'm not a Microsoft guy. My 360 is a paperweight. I hate it. But the S looks pretty interesting.
I still think it's like a what's the point console when next year you can get the Scorpio. And you're gonna have probably something that's gonna last you get more bang for your buck doing that when this one's just like a temporary fill-in, and they're gonna probably try to weed out. And this is what I think they're going to try to do every 2 years now. You're going to try to get these little updates every 2 years so they can keep the console at $400 on the shelf. They don't want to go for that $200 price anymore on the shelves. Like you used to see drip down below 200, 150, and that's when people really start to snake up a console. And I don't think they want to do that anymore when they see like the PlayStation still selling like gangbusters for $400. So that's why I think they're going to just every 2 years or 3 years you're going to see. For $400, you get the PlayStation 4 Neo or the Scorpio, and that's gonna be their thing. It's just gonna be a way where, I think. I wonder if it's just because it's so big, like maybe they can cut some expenses down with the Xbox One Slim, because it's like what. 60% smaller or 40% smaller?
Like 40% of the size of the current.
Yeah.
Yeah, overall you're saving like 30% in space. It can stand vertically, and it weighs a considerable amount less. But it also has no direct connect for the Kinect. So that's part of it. You need an adapter for that now. But and it outputs to 4K, but that's only if whatever you're using on it is 4K.
Like a Blu-ray.
You have to have 4K Blu-rays. You have to have all your games will output to 1080p, and they'll just be upscaled to 4K. So you're not getting any really big visible difference.
So it can play games in 4K. I didn't hear that. I thought it could only play the games in whatever resolution that it was put out for on the original Xbox One.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the games aren't being made for 4K. It's just it's artificially is it stretching them?
Well, you're supposed to get what it is a vibrant color scale. So where your 1080p is limited to the amount of colors it can display on screen, the 4K kind of expands that slightly.
Gotcha.
So you're getting it's essentially contrast differences.
Okay.
Well, don't those new Samsung TVs start? Don't they have like an upscaler built into them where it's supposed to take your, let's say you have a 1080p Blu-ray and it will upscale it to 4K? Don't the new TVs do that too?
Not all the TVs do.
Hmm.
Some of them do. Not all of them do.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still not. I like my PS4 a lot, and I don't have a 4K TV, so I'm in no dire rush. I really like my TV a lot, so it's like I'm in no rush to buy another 50-inch television to play games on when everything, unless there's like a dire need, like let's say my TV dies, and then I get a 4K television, then I might consider it, but as of right now, like I'm not planning on it anytime soon. I probably will get an NX on day one launch because I love going to launch parties now. It's something about it, like I don't know, the atmosphere, the excitement that people are around. I know some people can hold off, but I don't know, it's just fun. I would love to do like maybe for like the NX, like in what's it called, like do like Periscope or something like that, or like from launch or something like that. What's going on?
Plus, it's a Nintendo console. That's
Yeah.
pretty much that's reason enough to go buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the IPs alone is worth buying a system. I can't justify buying an Xbox when I own a PS4. Just like you, same thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I own everything basically right now. I bought an Xbox One because I won my fantasy football league, so I had some pocket cash to play with, and Eric Mighty Q Dog, I think he found a way to get me the holiday console for $270. So it was a terabyte plus the 3 games and everything. So I was like, my fantasy winnings was more than enough to cover that. So I was like, oh, whatever, I'm gonna go get myself an Xbox One for the exclusives that I can't get on my PS4.
Yeah.
And I love Killer Instinct on it. I think what's it called? What's that one that was made by Insomniac?
Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, I had a great time with that one too.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. And like there's a couple other things that are coming out for it, like Cuphead. I really want to play Cuphead on it. But
The only reason I want one.
yeah, it's
just released that game. Like the more that they draw this out, like it's gonna start losing its sort of draw for it. And I think people are just gonna kind of get annoyed and be like, oh, okay, more Cuphead, and it's like I feel like it's got to be done.
Yeah, it was supposed to be just a boss rush game. I thought like 2 years ago that it was just gonna be a straight boss rush, like shooter game, and then this year they added actual like levels to it, where it was no longer gonna be a boss rush. It was gonna be like kind of Contra. You work your way to the boss.
Like Gunstar Heroes, kind of.
Yeah.
Musty, are you trying to say this is Cuphead number 9?
Not quite to that extent. I mean,
who is making this game, Cuphead? By the way, I like. Is it just some new developer or?
I can't remember. It's not Cappy because Cappy's doing something else. They're doing Below. I can't remember.
Did anyone see anything about that new Xbox One made by the people who did like the former people from Metroid Prime and Inafune's game? Revolve, is it, or
Recore?
Recore, yeah. I didn't see anything at E3 about it.
They showed a demo.
Oh, because it keeps.
There was an on-stage demo. I thought.
I may have to look up some videos on that tonight just to watch, just to see some more stuff about it. Because it was announced 2 years ago, and I didn't see anything this year.
Yeah, there was the video 2 years ago, or 2 E3s ago, and then there was a gameplay. It was a short E3 gameplay trailer from this year. People were saying that it was looking like it could be like Metroidvania-esque, because of you take the you take the core out of one thing and move it into a different thing, which then gives you different abilities for your little companion. But I myself haven't really looked at too much of it.
Because it sounded interesting. I just, and if it's exclusive, that's the main reason I bought the Xbox for, because I just want to play the exclusives. And then again, I also have buddies. I debate because then again, I'm like, I don't know, I'm not really into shooters that much. I have buddies who are like, oh, come on, you should get this shooter. I'm like, I'm not really into shooters because I'm usually, and I don't hate shooters. I have fun with them, but they will play them for months on months and months, and like, I kind of just get worn out. I usually after a month of playing a game, I'm done playing it. There's with the exception of a few games, I keep coming back to. But namely like shooting games, like after a month, I'm like, all right, I've had my fun, and like I just don't want to play them anymore.
Yeah. And Recore comes out in September.
Yeah, I keep seeing like Best Buy advertise it, like so I'm saying like, hey, maybe you might be interested in this game or something like that. So I know it'll be coming out soon.
I'm not on all the modern stuff myself. I don't play any FPS games at all. I actually don't even play online really.
I am probably should look into getting an Xbox Live. I should probably. I still don't have Xbox Live, but then I'm kind of like, I only buy the PlayStation Plus maybe just for the exception of maybe like the games, or because I'm kind of in that same boat where with the
old school playing on the PS3. Like I can't. I just don't want to spend money to play, like to have that online access. I just don't feel like it's necessary.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's nice about the Wii U, like for a Splatoon and when we played Mario Kart and whatnot, it's nice that you don't have to pay for that,
I got to jump in on that Mario Kart, actually. I've got that sitting here.
Yeah, I mean, they'll probably cycle back to that in a week or two, because they've done Kart twice, we did Halo once, or was it Kart, Halo, Kart so far? On Saturday.
Kart, Halo,
I think it's
Splatoon.
Kart, Halo.
Kart, Halo, Splatoon, and then Kart again.
Kart. Kart, yeah.
Now Yoshi's getting his blanket out.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Did he wake up?
He just rolled over and grabbed this blanket, so he's sleeping on the couch right now.
I'm actually amazed at how active this community is. Like, the Twitter is so overwhelming, I can't even keep up with it.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people who are on it a lot. Steven's on there like crazy lately.
I almost wonder if Steven ever sleeps.
It's kind of neat, though, because everybody's friendly and everybody loves everybody's content, because it's all just people like doing their best just to put out good quality stuff, and it's just fun. It's kind of cool.
Try to weed out people if anyone's gonna be a dick,
There's rarely like dust ups between group members, and I maybe I've just not been in the group long enough to know of one, but it seems like everyone's pretty civil.
Well, there's always Kevin and
Well,
P1. But,
me and Kevin usually.
And you and Kevin, I guess.
Yeah, me and Kevin are usually pretty active. It's mostly just like the ball busting, if anything,
Yeah.
And then we're trying to outdo the next person. That's what it reads the competition. So, it's fun. I've talked with Kevin on the side about it, so it's fun. I guess I got my pickups. I could show you my pickups real quick. It isn't much here either. I was hoping Musty would stay awake so I could show him stuff. I'll just show. But
Musty or Yoshi?
Or Yoshi, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'll show you. I drove out to Madison last weekend because I was getting sick and tired of losing out on those PVMs, on like eBay, and I just didn't want to pay like the price, and I just can't give up. And I made a phone call because I was in Madison a couple weekends prior to his place. And Madison's about an hour drive from where I live, and I called the game store that was there because I saw this television, and Paul should be really checking this one out too, though. But I drove out there and I bought this 14-inch monitor or television, CRT right there for this little corner here, so I don't have to. But it's RGB, so it's RGB component. So I can do, I can play with my little, games on this little monitor here. It's perfect. Plus, like I do still play Smash Brothers competitively, and you get if you bring a setup, you get you get your fee waived and whatnot. So maybe like I bought that for that other reason too, though I don't have to worry about. I mean, I would like to do the setup so I don't have to pay the extra fee. Because all you have to do is bring a television and a console in the game, and then you get to play for free. So that's another reason why for one for just the small little one where I can do homework here on my desk. I also got this desk too, this new desk right here I picked up. So it's a little pick
IKEA?
up table. Nope. Goodwill.
Oh.
Goodwill pick.
That's a good question. Since you said you played Smash competitively, when
Yeah.
you play GameCube, because I actually have my Wii hooked up to my CRT through
Mm-hmm.
component.
Yeah.
Is the Wii component the same as GameCube component when you're playing like Melee on a Wii?
It's pretty close. I've seen from what I've seen online, the GameCube one is just a slightly better quality, but the Wii one is pretty damn good. It's like the next best thing. There's no real change at all. So, but if you're good,
It's terrible. The reason I hold on to a GameCube is so I have a Game Boy player.
mm-hmm.
But the reason I hold on to a Wii in my game room instead of on my flat screen is so that I can run GameCube and Wii through component on my CRT.
Yeah, and the thing is, they won't let you play if you come to like one of the tournaments for if you want to play Melee or Project M. You can't. You're not. You can bring the component Wii cables, but they have to be hooked up to a CRT, because even with the components, there's like a slight hair lag with fighting games. So even you might not notice it, but for the purposes of being safe, they only want you to bring. For like the Melee 64 and Project M, they only want you to bring a CRT television. Now, if you're playing Smash Wii U, bring a monitor or like a computer monitor or a small flat screen if you got one.
Yeah, there's actually a club close to my house. They go by the name of the Body Shop.
Mm-hmm.
And they play usually Guilty Gear and Street Fighter V right now is like their two big things.
Mm-hmm. There's one place that I go to. It's not far from here, and I've been actually starting to go there more now, just for like the bar restaurant side. And it's called 42 Ale House, and it's named after like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So like everything inside the bar is like geek related and named. And last Friday they just got a whole bunch of Ecto Cooler, and so they were making drinks with Ecto Cooler. It was awesome. I was getting lit up on Friday drinking Ecto Cooler. It was pretty good.
Since you're in Wisconsin, have you ever been to Eau Claire Dells?
No.
Dells is what they call it, I guess.
I've been to Wisconsin Dells. I haven't been to Eau Claire Dells. That's more where Curtis is like from. Boyfriend from Girlfriend Versus. He's from that. He's from generally that area.
I just happened to visit out there when I was a kid, and I remember going to Eau Claire Dells, and it was like pretty badass. Eau
Claire Dells. I only remember the Wisconsin Dells. I've never heard of Eau Claire Dells. That's closer to Minnesota. I'm on the Milwaukee side, so I'm like about an hour, a little over an hour from Chicago, and a little hour away from Madison. I'm like right in between them. So, but that's about 4 or 5 hours the other way from where I live. But I never heard of Eau Claire having anything for like because Wisconsin Dells is a big tourist trap.
That could have been what it was. It's just like the people that we went to see, my aunt and uncle who were in Wisconsin. That's just what they called it, I guess. I don't know why.
I was gonna say
Wisconsin Dells.
There is a Dells of Eau Claire Park. Yeah, there's it looks like a state park. Best town for outdoor activities.
Yeah, I went there when I was real young. I was probably like 10, 11, and it was like 18 hours from home, and I thought it was the most amazing place I ever been to.
Was it like rides or something like that, or what?
It's like a nature park, and there's a big, like riverish kind of creek that goes through with these big elevated rock platforms you can walk on.
It's definitely it. I'll drop it in the Hangout chat here. I found a site for it.
And I remember stopping on Lake Michigan when we were on our way out there. Like as soon as we got past Chicago and into Wisconsin, we stopped out on the lake. Just to see. It looks like the ocean.
No, it's beautiful. Like, that's that 42 ale house is straight on like the lake too. They built it right on the lake and everything. It's pretty cool. I love there's a picture they have inside of the bar. It's of Milwaukee skyline, but it's drawn up like Mario 3. So like they have like even like the angry sun, and then they have the bloopers or whatever. Like those are the squids right from Mario 3.
Yep.
Yeah, they have like them in like the Lake Michigan water and everything. All the drinks are like themed after like video games and everything. Like they have a red potion for a shot for Zelda, and it's a pretty neat bar. The food's all the thing. Like I had a Galactus burger last time I was there, where it was like it's just a regular. It's a double cheeseburger, but it had pulled pork, bacon, 3 cheese, and some other stuff on there. And they have like a Ganon pizza and whatnot. So it's all pretty neat.
Zelda, I got to post a picture up to the club one time. My wife's engagement ring is a Triforce I had custom made.
Nice. Yeah, you should. Well, I don't know where. Maybe just for fun. I'm trying to think where maybe you would put that on the section on the
I'll
club.
take a picture and I'll throw it up on the Twitter, Instagram kind of deal tomorrow, maybe.
Mhm.
It's I had it custom made with 3 trillion cut diamonds, and then it's got a wedding band that was custom made to fit it on the bottom of the Triforce, basically.
Let's see if we can find you on Instagram here. See if we can do that here. Well, let me do my rest of my pickups here before I forget.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'll just start off because I don't have many games here too. I picked this up today. Goodwill. I'm in a real dry spell with Goodwill right now at the moment. I'm not really finding much, and I'm kind of regretting not picking up the There's like I think a box of 10 of empty Xbox game shells for I think it was like $2 or something like that, where it's just no games, just shells. I was
Just
going
the
to try.
green cases?
Yeah, just the green cases. I really should have picked it up
Yeah.
because I bought this game. I bought Midway's Arcade Classics 3.
Mm-hmm.
I basically bought it for Hydro Thunder because I love that game. But it was $2. It's complete. It's just the only thing that bothers me is it's got a little crack right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm now it's gonna really bother me now. So I might have to make a trip up to Sheboygan there and try to buy those cases if they're still there at that Goodwill. But for $2, I get to play Hydro Thunder. There's like Rush 2049 on here, some couple other racers. This one's mostly just racers on this arcade classic one. But it's $2, and I figure for Hydro Thunder that's great. So
That's the one I see the least out of all the Midway games like that.
I always see like them for like $6-7, but like never the third one. You're right about that one. That one's maybe a little bit harder to find. I picked this up for $5 the other day. I've been looking for at least for a copy of this Punisher for the original Xbox.
But now I'm on.
And then so far from what I played, it's pretty good. It's basically off the I want to say I think it's based off of the Punisher Max series. I've been reading that actually recently. You all know I'm a big N64 collector, so got another game off my list. I got Battle Tank. It's just a tank game that you go around. You're trying to escape New York from what I've played so far.
Did I hear you say that you think you'll be done with that before Portland even comes?
I think I might be close. Where I think the last game might be just Sculptor's Cut. So I'm in like the 50 game range, and I keep picking up a couple ones every week. So I think I'm being.
You got anything really unusual you need? Because I'm about to downsize my collection, and I'm probably at maybe
For N64.
Yeah, about 250 loose N64s.
Maybe you can send me a list or something like that through Twitter or something like that. I could tell you everything I need probably.
All right, I'll take. Actually, you know what? I might take some pictures. I can post up some pictures. It's probably faster that way.
Sounds good. Hey, Curtis.
Ahoy!
You made it just in time for my pickups.
I saw that you were doing that. I've
Yeah.
been watching. I was doing dishes. I didn't want to be loud and,
That's fine.
join in. But to who was asking the question about who's a dick in the club?
I don't know if it was asking.
No,
I think
we
we were just.
were just saying that there's not a whole lot of like dust-ups between people, except maybe I forgot about you and Lo. But
Yeah, exactly. Low freaking burden. She hates everything that's fun.
Yeah. I was gonna say. I also got this game I've been looking for a little bit. I got it at the Carney shop because it's 25% off. I got Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3 Wario Land. Been looking for that one for a little bit. And I think this is the last of it too. I wanted to show Yoshi this because I'm setting this with Yoshi to get something modded, but it's the universal game cartridge for the N64, so I can play all the different regions. You just gotta switch out the base basically, the cartridge base, so you can play the Japanese one. So I could play what do you call it? Sin and Punishment. I can play Sin and Punishment on my N64 without having to use my special card reader to bypass it and whatnot, So that's all I got. Not much, nothing really super crazy or fun.
That's actually pretty cool. How much was one of those? Because usually, in most cases, I just pull that tray out, and then you can usually play on a straight NTSC. But I love that little tray.
I believe it was $21.
Not bad.
Yeah, there was a clear one, like a see-through one. That one's 40, but all the regular colors are like 21, $22. For if you wanted, it's like, yeah, they have like every single color for the N64. That if you wanted to switch out the tray or something like that, where you can. Because I have a few Japanese N64.
You can pull the tray out, but it ends up just being kind of floppy in there. That's a better way to go for sure.
Mm-hmm. You gonna post for us, Curtis?
I'm trying to get a good camera angle. I'm making macaroni.
That's good enough. Yep.
It's 12:30 out here.
Where are you about right now?
I'm in New Jersey.
You're in New Jersey right now? That's just a fancy name for your Twitter?
No, I'm actually in Dirty Jersey.
Oh, is that New Jersey Retro?
Mm-hmm.
Or NJ Retro?
Good evening, Curtis.
Oh, hello. Thanks for following and watching and all that jazz.
Been watching Girlfriend Versus since you had like 200 people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, rock and roll. Well, thanks, man. And now, are you like newly part of the club?
Yeah, I've been lurking for a while, and I've been pretty much watching everyone for like, I don't know, a good 2 years plus at least. But I figured I'd finally jump in and throw my hat in there. Plus, I made a YouTube channel, so I figured I'd finally join the club.
Oh, did you?
Let's see if we can find that now on here on YouTube.
I only got a couple videos, and I have a shitty camera right now, but it'll get better.
Well, we all love pickup videos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the champ of those.
Yeah, Canadian Retro. I don't think anybody's gonna top that.
You guys just doing pickups there, or what?
Yep. Pickups?
We were holding out for people to show up, and then you guys came.
We saw the tail end of Musty's.
Well, yeah, there's not a whole lot for me, but Rocket, are you done?
Yep, I'm done. I don't got crap this week. I got that little TV and this desk and those games.
I'm gonna show this part because it's cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. I saw the corner of that. You were worried about the.
No, this is the other one. This one's finished.
Is that a puzzle?
Yes. So it's the Wind Waker puzzle. There were at least 2 in the series. My wife put it together since she's home recovering from surgery, and so she put it together, and then I framed it. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Beautiful.
There's another one that I have that is missing a piece down here, and I'm debating what to do with it because I really like. They sent me a replacement, and I don't want to hunt for that one piece.
Put your signature in it.
Print out a picture of like something hiding and put it behind it, so it looks like something's like, poking through.
I could just right down in the corner. I was thinking about like Lo said, so take this as you will. But
go ahead, whatever. Probably a terrible idea.
She said to actually make a replacement myself. I was like, I don't know where to even start.
Typical Lo.
Right.
Probably X-Acto knife and some cardboard.
I could actually cut up the cardboard off of this clipboard here, maybe. That's about the thickness.
Put a signature and date in there.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Maybe take like a piece of Bristol board or something, trace it out, and then glue that onto a piece of construction paper. That way it's easier to cut out.
Okay.
I don't know.
Just get an X-Acto knife or something like that. Go to Michael's, buy an X-Acto knife.
I've got X-Acto knives.
Yeah. By the way, Troy, I don't know if you noticed this, but Yoshi's sleeping.
Yeah, so if you guys want to click on Yoshi's feed.
Yeah. He's out hardcore again. We've tried waking him up a couple times.
Eric said it was probably because we weren't talking about math anymore.
No, he lay down to watch.
He is sleeping.
He's like totally snuggled in the blanket and everything. Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to
You know
talk
what?
with him.
Deej needs to, Derek needs to gift this and put like a little teddy bear like right by him.
Well, he'll listen to this tomorrow, so at 2x speed.
Paul needs to show it.
Oh, that's right. Present. God, Paul, where are you, Paul?
Oh, that's right.
Everyone hit Paul with Twitter now.
That's
Paul
true.
never does these things anymore.
No, he sets him up and he disappears.
I know. He went and had a second kid. What was he thinking? Hello, we need him here.
How selfish of him.
Like the world needs more cute.
Overpopulation.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Paul.
Yeah. We should all hit him at once.
Are you guys all hitting Yoshi?
No, I'm doing.
I'm get Paul in here.
Mm-hmm.
No, he'll wake up and tell us math stuff.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't. Yeah, I just want to make a gif of him sleeping. That's all we really want,
Oh. Hey, so who's going to Game On Expo this weekend, huh? Who am I going to see there?
You, yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and Layla.
Dude, you guys are missing a
I know.
Maybe what Gamester maybe and.
There's not a one of us close to Arizona, that's for sure.
Hey,
I know.
let me run this by you guys. Would you guys be interested in this? Because I'm tossing around the idea. So I'm thinking about doing like a live video diary series for the expo. So kind of like short little unedited videos that I'll just post throughout the weekend, kind of like, almost as it's happening, but, it'll have happened probably like an hour before that.
This weekend?
Say yes.
Yeah.
Sure,
Like
yes.
so we can get like a feel of what it's like to be there.
Yeah, without me having to film a bunch of stuff and then edit it into some video that I'm gonna put out like 2 months from now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was toying around with it. Do you think people would like that?
Yeah, totally.
It'd be fresh and original.
We missed you, man. You haven't put out you've obviously been quite busy.
Dude.
Yeah. Where have you been?
What?
Where have you been?
Oh,
What the hell?
We've been so freaking busy lately. It's just been wild. Like the summer is always nuts for us because there's always a million things going on. Like everybody and their mother that we know was born in the summer, so there's like always some sort of birthday thing going on. And so like we're always strapped for cash because we're buying birthday gifts for everyone. And then all of our friends are having babies and getting married this summer. It's been just nonstop. It's crazy.
And then you went to Wisconsin.
I went to Wisconsin. I was doing that, and so it's just like, Tuesday night has been so hard to.
Hard.
What?
So those first world problems are hitting you hard.
I know, right?
It's tough to have friends.
So I had a few moments here, and I was, like I said, I was doing dishes before, so I didn't want to like come on, and then you guys are just hearing dishes being done. So.
It's probably just as interesting as math, so.
Or Yoshi sleeping.
I know. I didn't want to pull a Yoshi.
I would love to see some vlog videos from Game On Expo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and Layla and I are staying at Vintage Video Game Geeks place with NES Complex, so hopefully we can get some like good videos there. I don't know.
Try to bust some of his toys now.
Oh God.
You're never living that down.
And I wish that I like had a toy that I could bring Complex. Like I've been, I want to find it out in the wild and give it to him, and hand it to him. I don't want to like buy one off eBay and like send it to him or something. I want to like give it to him. And so I've been looking, but there's this place I go and they never have Mirage, which is the one I'm looking for.
I really wish he would come back.
Complex?
Yeah.
I know. Well, he most likely will cameo in a bunch of videos that get made this weekend.
That's so sad he left. I used to love watching his content.
I know, and he was so good. I mean, he was like Kubrick. You know, he'd put out a video like every few months, but it was like everyone was amazing.
That Super Metroid retrospective is incredible.
Yeah.
You know, that he was the first person I've ever subscribed to on YouTube too, was to him basically. He was the first person.
Yeah.
He's kind of how I found out. I mean, you know, everybody gives props to the Angry Video Game Nerd, but it was really NES Complex's like Universal Game Case video.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's what did it because
I
I was looking to say, preserve my N64 collection. Really, was what it was. I was like, I gotta do something, and all of a sudden I saw his video of like how to make it, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So I subscribed to him, and I started watching his other videos, and then that led to recommendations like Gamester and Vintage, and then
Retro Liberty.
Yeah, Retro Liberty,
Yeah.
and then what's it called? Then like
Chasers and all that.
yeah, then they had their podcast. Then they had their podcast, and I started listening to that, and that's where I heard about the club.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's how we heard about the club too, because I think P1 and P2 were on Retro Rejects.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how we heard about you,
Mm-hmm.
Curtis.
Who, me? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I harassed NES Complex until he came and did our episode.
Yeah, and then didn't she tell the story about getting your ass stabbed or something like that by some crazy hobo in the woods?
Yes.
Yep.
It was funny. I couldn't remember if I told that story on a podcast or not. But yeah, maybe I'll have to retell it again. Tell reboot the story.
A little bit more details.
Oh man, that story. I mean, if I went on STC Pod and they gave me like a good half hour, I could tell the greatest tale ever told.
I'm sure that'll happen again.
Yeah, I'm sure Joe will let you get on
Yeah,
that.
Joel will give
I'm going
you.
to the forums right now and I'm asking for that.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
You're really
I know I'm going to do the 100th episode, whether they want me to or not. And I am going to play that Centurion game like I said I would.
Like on the NES Complex thing, that's actually kind of interesting. I don't remember how I fell down this retro